23. 23. 2023! How does a theme park kingdom entertainment business ride off a Star Wars experience for more dead spoke out against the governor cause he isn't woke yet? Had a judge, lost a judge. Ready for more yet? Imagineering relocating, canceled because of all of it. Central Florida Tourism Oversight District. Only we had someone to joke about this. Created a show for all of us, more bliss. He hasn't told you yet, he hasn't had the chance. He took the last 2 months to go to Japan and France. Someone else got to keep the Disney promise. We all must need Thomas. Thomas!
Tom Corless is coming home. Tom Corless is coming home. Tom Corless is coming home. Lord, he's been in Japan for so long.
Tokyo showing off Imagineering, perfect as their status quo. It's the rising sun all day and night. No. Gyoza, dogs, and time with gelatoni, and I didn't want to go. Then a cruise in time in Paris. Now it's time for news tonight. So what did I miss? What did I miss? I heard some mess about Disney and DeSantis. I've been chilling out with my favorite tiger. Is there anything that's late? Bob Iger. I traveled the wide, wide world and came back to this. There's a paper on my desk about the governor. Haven't even put my bag down yet. Feels like I've been gone for a century. It says Disney's getting a penitentiary. And Disney's being run by the state. Great. And there's a new board been approved. I just got home and I wanted to hear Sonny play You Nork.
Singing You Nork, singing You Nork.
Looking at the castle now, I can't believe that it's still pink. Ready to face Fort Wilderness, getting nonsense DVC. Who's waiting for me when I step in the place? Nicholas LoCicero with the switch in his face. He looks up and I respond, what's going on?
I don't know, I'm playing Tears of the Kingdom. Look, I got the Korok scene.
Why is he strapped to a rocket?
What did I miss, Tom?
Rehearsal, obviously. You've read WDW News Today and waited 2 whole months for this. What did we miss? And now it's time for WDW News Tonight.
It's season premiere of WDW News Tonight with Tom Corless and Nick LoCicero. Tonight, auto-corrected attractions, the rise and fall of the Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser, the wonderful world of psychotic comments, the music of Piano Rob, and more. I'm Nick LoCicero. Now here's your host, Tom Corless.
Hello, I'm Tom Corless, and I'll be the first convict at Lake Buena Vista Correctional Facility. That's the LBVCF, which is, I think, still better than going to UCF. But oh no, oh the UCF people got annoyed. Oh boy. Anyway, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and if you're really enjoying this nonsense, you can leave us a super chat right here on YouTube. Your donations will be used to make bail. Yep. Nick, we're back.
We are back, Tom.
We're back. Robert Piano's here.
Great.
We're all here. Right, Nick?
Yeah, I mean, Tom, I missed this place. I missed you. I missed our audience. I missed my liquid magic bar. I missed Toast.
Toast Man.
Oh, I missed Toast so much. But you know what I missed the most, Tom?
What's that?
My trusty Podium. My trusty Podium, Tom, that we got right here. Oh,
look at this. There's a new podium sliding into place. Oh, it's taller, Nick. You're gonna be okay.
Okay, we'll see if I. Can you guys see me over this thing?
I don't know. The old podium smashed into the camera and moved it. So.
Ooh, I like.
Katie's just on the ground
Look at
holding
this.
pieces of the old podium, so they don't hit the audience. Katie, give me that. Give me the front. Give me the front one. There you go.
Look at this, Tom.
No, you keep
It
that.
holds up paper.
It holds. Yeah, I think that's what these are supposed to do. That's what it used to do before Pete got to it.
Look at this. This is fantastic. Ooh, look at that little logo.
That's the same one that was on this one.
Yeah. No wonder why it feels familiar.
You didn't notice that was there the whole time?
Oh, I don't look at this side. I'm on this side. I only saw that because it fell.
Yeah.
I love this.
This one
is
was
great.
short.
I know. I loved it. It was perfect for me.
We didn't measure you when we
Well.
ordered the new podium.
All right. Well, leave us alone a little while. I got to get acquainted with my new podium tonight, Tom. So, can I lean on it? Oh yeah, nice and sturdy.
I hope
Look at
that
this.
side's not hollow.
This is nice. I like this. I can get used to this one. Look at that. Look at that. I can shake it. It doesn't fall apart. Look at that.
It has an actual base,
really good.
so it won't just fall over.
Looks like it has a trap door down here.
Oh boy.
What is that?
All the specifications you asked for.
Lots of storage down here. This is fantastic.
There's a hatch to the basement.
It's like the cargo pants of podiums. Love
The
it.
cargo pants of podiums.
Look at this. This is fantastic.
God.
And I'm good tonight. This is great. Thanks for the present, Tom. I appreciate it.
Well, we expect you to be good tonight. There's two shows a year.
Yeah.
Where Nick shows up and he's ready to go, and
Yeah.
it's the last show when we go on break and the show when we come back. The rest, yeah. We're still in litigation over the Vacationeer ad from the last episode.
Yeah.
So.
Did we get a new sponsor?
We did. You have a new one.
good.
You have a new one to read tonight. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. There you go.
Very good.
Look at this. We got our Brady bunch. Katie almost died. We got the Brady bunch. It's all right. She's fine.
This is the story of a guy named Brady.
Your shirt kind of looks like from far away. I know it's the Doors, but it kind of looks like the Brady bunch.
It does.
Yeah. Anyway, very relevant references on this show.
That's all we do is relevant references.
Should we do the news?
News. I missed that too, Tom.
Did you? Yeah.
The news.
I think we missed the open of the segment. Do we have it? No. Nope, we don't.
I missed Jake too.
For Jake. I just love that the one thing missing from the show is the thing that's on every episode.
I think I hung out with Jake more during the break than you.
I wasn't here. I don't feel like I've been home in months.
Yeah, didn't you
was there
listen
for
to the
like
song? Didn't you listen to the opening song? Come on.
I missed it. I was playing Nintendo in case you
that's
didn't
bizarre.
notice. Yeah.
He's playing Nintendo. How many hours have you played of it now?
About 90.
Oh my God.
Oh my
And I'm
God.
like
Don't you have a job?
I'm like maybe 8%. No, I took a hiatus.
You took a hiatus to play Tears of the Kingdom. Oh man.
It's a big game.
Rob, you're a Nintendo guy?
I'm a video game guy.
Can you play the Zelda music, like the puzzle solving?
No, I didn't. Oh, no.
You don't have
but
that one?
Now you gave me something to do for next
right.
week. I've been doing all Super Mario lately. I'm up
Yeah.
to the second game.
Oh.
So good.
I mean, 3 has the best music.
Oh, now you lost me.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
It's there. It'll come.
Okay.
Nice.
By the time Nintendo World's open, we'll have them all.
You'll be caught up.
Yeah, we'll be caught up.
Okay. Cool. Now the news.
News.
Yeah, look at that. I'm here for Jake. I was only just repeating it so we can remember what segment we were going into 5 minutes ago. But Jake was ready. Splash Mountain at Disneyland is now closed forever. You know, on closing day, some guests were yelled at for trying to bottle the water from the ride. Guys, just wring out your shoes after you get home. Been on the Disneyland one like it's in your clothes. Legendary Imagineer Tony Baxter did, in fact, he actually bottled some himself. He didn't get yelled at, although who's going to yell at Tony Baxter other than Mark Davis? But That's a joke for people that know Disney history. They did not get along. Tiana's Bayou Adventure that was announced today will feature 17 new original characters. That's one for each year since Imagineers were allowed to make an original attraction in the United States. If they've caught up, they caught up now. And all of these will have strobe lights on them as well. The ride will also have dozens of new audio animatronics figures. Yeah, the bad news is they're the ones that got cut from Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. Explains why the band plays nothing but 80s music. Hooked on a feeling. That's the bee's knees. Anyway, oh boy, moving on. Adventures by Disney is once again offering a once-in-a-lifetime journey aboard a private jet to every Disney theme park in the world. It's probably better than my hot air balloon. It's priced at just under $115,000. That's roughly 23 voyages on the Halcyon. I'm 20 away. The trip is known as the Disney Theme Parks Around the World, a private jet adventure. I'm glad the people at Disney who name rides are now naming other things. Let's start calling this show WDW News Tonight, a dumb show adventure. Ready. Stream Vacation spans 24 days, 6 countries, visits to 12 uniquely magical Disney theme parks and Walt Disney Studios Paris, as well as three iconic landmarks, the Taj Mahal, the Pyramids of Giza, and the Eiffel Tower. But you also see 3 less iconic landmarks, those being Pixar Pier, the abandoned Primeval World Ditch, and the iFuel Tower on Cars Road Trip. Also, there's the bent Eiffel Tower on Soarin'. See all sorts of Eiffel Towers on this very affordable trip. Booking will begin on the following dates for the following groups. On June 10th, members of the Illuminati can book. On June 11th, Brooke and Robin Lopez. On June 12th, Jason like that one. June 12th, previous adventures by Disney guests with 3 or more. The list goes on and on. I don't need to read them all. But then finally, at the end, June 19th, the general public. Yeah, I'm joking. The general public cannot afford this and is not allowed to sit with these people on this jet. I apologize. The trip includes, this is real, the trip includes 69 meals. Honestly, for that price, I expect to get 69. So. It's the least you can get. What was that? What did Joe say? No, I have to know. What?
That would be a 70th meal, though.
Okay. I'm going to come hit you with this piece of Podium.
Yeah. He's been waiting 8 seasons for you to say that.
I don't even know what season. I thought about this today. I have no idea what season number we're on.
Either the Phineas and Ferb, and they keep going.
That's true. I have to figure out at some point what season number we're on. I don't know. The trip includes a 3-day stop at Tokyo Disney Resort, but ends with several more days than that at Walt Disney World. Yeah, what I like about this itinerary is you start with the best maintained park, and then slowly you get to see what the parks would look like after an apocalypse. Right? Like, oh, Small World's so pretty. You come here, it's like, oh no. Anyway, it looks like the Toxic Avenger lives in this Small World. Oh man. Disney has canceled plans to move Walt Disney Imagineering and other California-based employees to Lake Nona in Florida. That got canceled. Disney cited business reasons for the change, but we all know why it was really canceled. Yeah, they realized how far that was from the parks. It's a long drive. That was our local joke of the week. No, it's not the worst joke. Get out of here. I'm just mad you went to UCF. Anyway, Star Wars. The Star Wars. Oh man. The Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser is closing forever at the end of September, yeah. Rey Skywalker. With this closure, there will be nothing left that I enjoy at Walt Disney World except for the Country Bear Jamboree. That's all I have left. Until they get rid of Frontierland and make them play jazz, then I don't know what I've got. It's going to happen. Yeah, but when bookings reopened for the Galactic Starcruiser for its last 4 months of voyages, they immediately sold out at full price. Yeah, proving everyone on the internet right that it was a total failure. You know? There you go. The Harmony and Color Parade debuted at Tokyo Disneyland while we were gone. And in it, Rapunzel swings from her own hair. Yeah. I can also swing from my own hair as well, but only when I empty the shower drain. You know? Rob went down. We're Italian men, so we understand. Yeah.
I understand.
Bottle of Drano a month. Put it on the shopping lists. The limited time Walt Disney World annual pass holder lounge has opened in the Land Pavilion at Epcot as part of VIP ass holder days. I'm sorry, I read that wrong. Sorry. Nick, why is your podium leaning forward? It's VIP pass holder days. Amenities include complimentary M&Ms, Zarg nuts, and not having to sit through Awesome Planet to get air conditioning. Thank you, Eric, wherever you are, for that joke. Epcot has debuted a rainbow photo op for Pride Month. It's very cool. If only there was some sort of rainbow-colored Epcot thing that could be a photo op for such an occasion, like, I don't know, like a tunnel. That would be cool. No one knows what that is anymore. I'm the oldest man.
The rainbow tunnel. The rainbow
I'm the oldest man on YouTube. No one even remembers that. Speaking of Journey to Imagination, it was a ride at Epcot, by the way. I don't know if you know that. Figment and Dreamfinder, a pin of them, was released on Shop Disney this week. Yeah. Now, Disney, we need you to release the actual Dreamfinder from wherever he is. Please let him out. Let him out. Gen Con 2023, taking place August 3rd through the 6th in Indianapolis, is forcing fans who already paid for multiple Disney Lorcana card game events to give them up. Yeah, the decision is putting many convention guests in a bind since they planned their trip around these events they had booked, and most of the events otherwise are sold out, meaning they would have difficulty finding something else to do at this card convention. Yeah. It's also no coincidence that Gen Con chose May 31st to make the announcement. May 30th was the last day you could cancel with only a $50 fee, by the way. It's so funny because I didn't know Disney managed gaming conventions. It's just this all felt oddly familiar to me. Anyway, yeah, that's the news. Who brings us the news?
This program is brought to you by WIGS, the WDWNT Inner Globe Society. Support WDWNT to get early and exclusive access to content you can't find anywhere else, including exclusive post shows for WDW News Tonight and Park Center, access to our prize wall, a monthly Zoom with Tom, access to our Discord community, early access to our events, and much more, starting at just $2 per month. For more information, visit patreon.com/WDWNT or visit WDWNT.com and click the Patreon link. Join WIGS and unlock even more WDWNT.
I assume we have some WIGS members here tonight. Thank you for being here. One lucky WIGS member is going to take this home. We're not asking. We're during a commercial break. We're going to put this in someone's car, and it's all yours.
We should sign my podium pieces and give them away.
Who would want this?
Who wants this? Yeah!
I hope they're joking. They don't really want. If they're serious, we will sign them, and I will give them to audience members.
Done.
Everyone wants some of Nick's wood.
It's one less thing, Lucas. Wow.
What?
Once you put it that way.
The market value immediately decreased.
Anyway, let's see what's happening this week on Disney Plus. What we can watch on the Disney Plus. Reedy's Creek. I like actually two. I like what's his name from Dawson's Creek. Two of those 5 people are all right. Anyway, you can guess who the other Walt Disney. The rest are bad. I give up. So we were talking about WIGS members earlier. WIGS members have been able to register for our Unscrupulous 16 event for a week or so now. And we've sold many, many tickets, and actually some of the meals and stuff are pretty close to full at this point. But for those of you unaware, July 6th through the 9th, we are having an event here in Orlando at Walt Disney World, and also here at the studio, to celebrate our 16th birthday and also the 250th episode of News Tonight. It's a big milestone. And that's going to be a very special show. That is going to be the premiere of our brand new game show, Where in the World is Tom Corless? Which I assure you, if you thought Price is Right was insane, if you thought it was crazy that Lucas built a tiny mountain and we push a person up it, you ain't seen nothing yet. Because it's clinically insane what we're doing for that. That's why I said, Rob, you're going to be Rob Capella.
Rob Capella.
Yeah, instead of Rockapella, yeah. Even though, again, you play a piano, which makes no sense. But that's just one of the many things that'll be part of that event. We're doing another Tom Unplugged, all different stories this time, too. There's the logo. All different stories this time, some group meals, some other fun stuff. So please join us for that event. Registration's now open for everyone, so general admission tickets are on sale at events.wdwnt.com. Wigs members, you still have time. We're almost full on a lot of the meals and stuff, so those package tickets are going to be gone soon. So hurry if you're going to join us. We hope to see you, and I think it'll be a fun time. So there's also individual tickets for News Tonight if you want to come to just that. So there you go. We have a great show tonight, I think. I mean, it's all downhill after you arrive in a hot air balloon. I don't know how you beat that and blow up a podium.
We have a new game tonight, Tom.
We do. What is it called?
Autocorrected attractions.
Autocorrected attractions. Yes. Yeah. Okay. We're also going to talk at length. We haven't been able to have this discussion yet. We're going to have an in-depth discussion about Galactic Starcruiser. Why it's closing, what it means to the industry, all that fun stuff. We'll talk about that. And Psychotic comments and so much more coming your way tonight. So stick around for more. We'll be right back.
I'm going to break this podium too, Tom.
No, please don't.
No?
No.
This one, oh.
That was more expensive, though.
Oh,
please,
sorry.
Please leave.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're good.
The Galactic Starcruiser may be a thing of the past, but don't worry, Disney executives will be fine. It turns out you can make more money with a flop than an actual hit. And in that vein, Disney is proud to announce a new joint venture with the legendary Mel Brooks. Spaceballs, the hotel! Take a Mercedes Cruiser up to the Balsion luxury Starliner for the immersive 2-day experience of a lifetime. Be surrounded by fellow assholes as you become a part of the story.
How many assholes we got on this ship anyhow?
Yo! Maybe you'll even need to provide a special code to a secret operative.
So the combination is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Join in a bridge ops training session.
Keep firing, assholes!
Practice using your Schwartz in the privacy of your room, please. Interact with not the characters you love from the film, but their stunt doubles. You can enjoy an intergalactic buffet that'll make your mouth water. Dine on all you care to enjoy jams, leftover blue shrimp, and pizza. There's even a self-service Mr. Coffee station located next to Mr. Radar. In the evening, enjoy an out-of-this-world dinner show adventure.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal.
And stop by the Subpar Lounge for a refreshing can of Perrier. Shop our exclusive merchandise in our gift shop on board.
Spaceballs, the breakfast cereal. Spaceballs, the flamethrower. That kids love this.
Every luxurious cabin aboard the Balsion is equipped with a state-of-the-art TV and VCR, so you can fast forward to the good parts. There's enough room in these spacious accommodations for you and your father's brother's nephew's cousin's former roommate.
What's that make us?
Absolutely nothing.
And don't worry about anything disturbing you. We've disabled the Virgin alarm so that everyone can get a good night's sleep. Enjoy an afternoon excursion to the planet Druidia after getting beamed by Snotty.
It was wonderful.
And once there, enjoy over 2 attractions and lots of empty, sterile space. And if you want to upgrade to the ultimate experience, then go to Plaid with a VIP tour guided experience upgrade.
They've gone to Plaid.
Spaceballs, the hotel, coming only to the Walt Disney World Resort in the search for more money.
With tuppence for paper and string, you can have your own set of wings. With your feet on the ground, you're a bird in flight. With your fist holding tight to the string of your kite. Oh, let's go fly a kite up to the highest height. Let's go fly a kite and send it soaring up through the atmosphere and up where the air is clear. And oh, let go fly a kite. When you send them flying up there, all at once you're lighter than air.
Back.
That we are.
It's good to be back, right?
You know what it is? I didn't miss this chair, though. So
I'm not blowing the chair up.
Oh, come on.
It's not a reoccurring bit tonight.
Pull
Nick
the
will
string.
not touch things and various furniture around the studio will collapse.
Should have been.
You get the podium for now. Chair.
I
We need several more years. You tried to break my desk?
Yeah, I was seeing if it was, yeah.
There was, there's Heritage Auctions has an auction right now where they have a bunch of like legendary TV props. They have the entire set from Johnny Carson.
No,
the entire
you're
set.
tempted, aren't you?
It's too much money. But if it was in my budget, there is nothing that could stop me from replacing this whole set with the Johnny Carson set. It's the whole backdrop and everything. Yeah. And we would just use, I know people would be upset because I'd be using Johnny Carson's desk. But
I don't care.
I don't care. I'm going to use it. So I wish we could afford it. That'd be super cool. I apologize to Lucas. I was like, Lucas, if we get this, I'm throwing your backdrop away. I'm sorry.
Here, I'll toss it. Oh, no. I don't have my wallet, or else I'd pitch in.
No, yeah.
Sorry.
It's that, or I can go on the jet journey.
Yeah.
They're roughly the same price.
Either or, yeah.
Or I could buy, a portion of a house. Yeah. Anyway, let's find out the Disney Parks incorrect fact of the week. Not only does Akershus have the chicken and dumplings from Cracker Barrel, every table has a princess-themed peg game. I love the signs, the tin signs on the wall. Really completed. Great sound effects of people just banging on plates. If I was in a restaurant and people were banging on plates like that, I would leave. if it sounded anything like that. We have I know we're going to get to the game in a moment, but we have super chats, and I've been told there's a number of them, and so here we go. Alex Arredondo, 7.
Yeah, 7.
Yeah, 7. We are back. We are back. And that's also the name of one of our favorite movies.
We're back.
We're back. Alex Wu with the blank super chat, $7.77. How do you do cents?
I don't know. We never had sense before. This show makes no sense usually.
What was your comment before when we were rehearsing the song?
Oh God, I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't. You said something along those lines. Oh, this is pretty good for this show. Just straight face. He goes, "This is pretty good for this show." I was like, "That's our goal."
What we strive for.
Yeah. Steve Mermelstein, $5. So glad you're all back. Please don't do this to us again for so long. I can't promise you. I like Japan very much. Chuck Schofield, $4.99, with a lot of people who've been hit with podium pieces. Mike, nope, not reading that. $2, welcome back. You know, Julie, $4.99 with the blank super chat. State Division 3D, $7. Yes, 7. Welcome back this week on Nintendo Switch, The Legend of Corless, Tears of the Magic Kingdom. JC Bob at $4.99. Nick's Maxi stand. A ducking wrestling podcast, $4.99. Welcome back. We sure do have a lot of Tom Explains Wrestling to catch up on. To a lot of people, this show is not News Tonight. It's This Week on Nintendo Switch and Tom Explains Wrestling. And,
That's true.
And many other names. It's like, I don't know what has more names, this show or Piano Rob at this point.
I think it's me, which I normally wouldn't say, but I think it's me.
Obi-Wan Kenobi, $5. $5 for Nick's Step Stool Fund. I missed all you guys. Glad you are back. That's better than any other step-related fund Nick could be involved in. Larry Elder Live, $4.99. By the way, Larry Elder's on after us, followed by the Eric Shapiro Show.
I think he's running for president again.
Is he?
I think so.
They started on time. Biscuits. Guess now I got to get the show ready on time. Get the show ready on time for once. Anywho, got a good one in store for you all. Stay tuned. Rosita Klein, $100. Thank you, Rosita, the super chat queen. Welcome back. I missed this show. Love you guys. We love you too, Rosita.
Don't clap for super chats that have text in them.
Rosita,
only
again,
the blank ones.
Again, we got a box addressed to you from you and are very confused. We left it on Eric's desk. He'll deal with it when he gets back. JC Bob at $1.99. Nice. Retro Red, $2 to help get the set. What set?
The Carson set.
The Carson set.
Oh, the Carson.
Yeah.
I was like, set of what? I was like, the collector in me was like, what am I missing a set of? miss you guys.
Yeah, we got Carson in the back. We just need the set. We just need his set there.
Meemin' and Dreamin', $7.
$7.
Yeah, $7. Comeback episodes after being canceled are always the best. Back at full force tonight, team.
Yeah.
Now forget Zelda. What's new this week on Nintendo Switch? We'll find out later. Sam Fritz, $4.99. Boy, I've missed this at the half. The Nuggets lead the Heat, 59-42. Now we just need Robert Piano IV to learn the NBA on NBC theme.
I don't know that one offhand.
I don't know what is the NBA?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Is that the one that John Tesh did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I know.
Is it the John Tesh one? I don't know. One that John Tesh wrote.
Yeah, maybe.
And he sang to his answering
They've
machine
had it
and wrote the
forever.
thing.
Yeah.
Well, we'll look at it.
The Eric Shapiro Show, which is on after Larry Elder. $4.99. I'm glad the greatest, dumbest show on planet Earth is back, and finally Nick has a new desk. It's not a desk, it's a podium.
It's a podium. There's a big difference.
Yeah, I know it looks like he's seated behind it, but he's standing.
Oh boy.
Samuel Valdada, $6.90. Welcome back. How do you signal that in music? $6.90.
I don't know. You're asking me. You're hitting me with a bunch of stuff today.
Luckily, it wasn't Podium. Almost got hit with Podium. Tune in Lounger, $4.99. Glad you're back. Just want to shout out WW After 5. Eric and everyone did a great job. Yeah, they sure did. Hope it finds a home another day of the week. Please go back and watch them. We saw the numbers were okay, but like clearly everyone that watches News Tonight did not watch WWAF. They were a lot of fun. So you go back and watch them. They're here on the channel. Please check them out. They're a great way to learn about the different lounges on property. Aaron Payne, Canadian, $6.99. That's like $1 US, I think. Glad you. I'm joking. Glad you are back. We're glad to be back too. Anthony LeConte, yeah, that's a blank super chat, $1.99. This makes up an hour of the show. Shane, bless you. Shane Davis, $5. How much toast will this get in Orlando? Someone just said one. One what? Like a piece? Like one toast?
Yeah, just one toast.
Yeah. At a theme park, one toast. Chuck Schofield again, $4.99. My starry-eyed super chat wasn't for the podium. It was for the great Hamilton song.
I don't think $5 is enough to get Tonga toast.
No, it's not.
No, Tonga toast is probably like $14.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Our great Hamilton song. Yeah,
That was good.
You got to worry about me now. I might leave and try to go to Broadway. I'm just so talented.
Yeah, we're really worried.
That'd be like if you were leaving to go to the NBA. We don't know. I just figured you like the NBA. You know the theme song. Anyway. That's definitely not. That's not the song. You want to play the game now?
Oh yeah.
Let's do the game.
Contestants.
Did we die? The screen's white. Oh, we're still alive.
How, no, I'm doing. They told me this.
They told me this.
You got that? Oh, I don't know. What do you want to do?
It's not like us to not know what we're doing.
Oh, wait.
Joe, you look like you could adopt Nick. Like you could be his dad. You're so much taller. Nick's like Martin Short in the movie Clifford. Did you see that one? That's what he looks like.
Oh, Clifford. He just wants to go to Dinosaur World.
Is this the part we didn't rehearse?
We didn't rehearse any of it.
We spent 3 months doing What I Missed from Hamilton.
It was the last show of the season. I was like, learn this song. What? Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. There we go. Look at that. How's that? Is that good, Katie? Good. All right. Do we have buzzers? Where's the buzzers? I was told you were getting
Katie must
buzzers.
have became a teenager while she's gone. She has an attitude now.
I asked for buzzers and they gave us microphones.
That's better than usual.
All Nick wanted was sharks with freaking laser beams attached to their forehead.
What's going on here? Tom, I was told everything would be fixed when I came back.
We do have buzzers. Look at this.
We have buzzers, yeah.
Look at
They're not going to reach, but we have them.
Do we need to get closer that way? Should we all
Maybe you have to come
Everyone
through.
just huddle in the corner.
Come through, Katie. Come through there.
Looks like we'll get this. This is all the kinks of a new game. Autocorrected attraction.
We're more ready for Where in the World is Tom Corless, and that is 6 weeks away. That worked.
That's so good.
This is captivating live TV.
Is this the sequel to Tangled? Untangled?
That was the actual, that's the dad joke of the week. You got it? There it is. There it is.
Whoa there, you blow a fuse.
I'm gonna kill somebody here.
It's a great freaking joke. I don't care.
I didn't do nothing.
It's fine, Rob. You have kids. You can have dad
There we
jokes.
go. Hi. Let's pretend that didn't happen. All right, we are playing a brand new game here tonight, Autocorrected Attractions. This is where we put up the auto-corrected version of an attraction name. You know, we've all done it. We've all typed something to somebody and our phones auto-corrected it to something else. And we're like, that's not what I meant. I meant this. We're gonna put up the auto-corrected version of an attraction. And we have 3 contestants up here. We have Jackson. Hi, Jackson. Hi. Amy. How you doing, Amy?
Hey, great.
We have Joe. Joe, hey. We have you want my podium? That's the right size for you. So we have 3 contestants. They have buzzers, right? Yeah, buzzers. These work, right? We know they work. Should we test the buzzers? I'm a little. Look, me. Who's Joe? Joe got buzzed in. Look at that. Look at that. There you go, Joe. Good job. All right. See, they work. Amy, try yours. Watch this. Amy, look at that. That's fantastic. All right. Reset the buzzer. I want to make sure Jackson's works. Jackson, there you go.
This is my favorite part of Wheel of Fortune when they test the wheel.
Love it. I can't leave anything to chance here tonight, Tom. All right, so we're gonna put up the auto-corrected version of attraction. We're gonna give you 20 seconds. First one to buzz in gets a chance to guess what attraction that has been auto-corrected too, right? And if you get it right, you get a point. If you get it wrong, you get minus a point. So be very careful. Don't just buzz in to buzz in. You're going to lose a point. Person with the most points at the end wins some core bucks. All right, you ready to play? Yeah. Auto-corrected attractions. Okay, what is our first auto-correction? Mud test purity. Mud test purity. Jackson.
Mad Tea Party.
Mad Tea Party. Is that right? Let's correct it. I know, it's Mad Tea Party. There you go. All right, 1 point for Jackson. Excellent job. All right, here is the autocorrection number 2. Let's see what we got. Typing it in. Here we go. The Butt Strummer. I hear Jackson buzzing in, but I don't see Jackson's name there. I'm going to go to Jackson anyway. This is why we tested the buzzers, Tom. Jackson, what do you think that is?
Barnstormer?
The Barnstormer. Let's see the corrected version of that. It is the Barnstormer. 2 points for Jackson.
The butt strummer is an attraction on OBT, I believe.
Certainly is. All right, the game's as easy as that. All right, should we test the buzzers again? This is why I test the buzzers, guys. Are they working? I'm going to assume they're working. Look at that. Joe got a buzz. Look at that. There he goes. All right. All right. Hey, oh, thank you, Amy. Look at that. We're just hitting buzzers all over the place now. All right. Jackson. All right. I don't know what's going on here anymore. All right. Auto correction number 3. Let's put that up on the screen. Here we go. Turn lighter Porter ran. Jackson again.
Tron Light Cycle Power Run.
Let's see the corrected version. Is it Tron Light Cycle Power Run? It is. 3 points for Jackson. He is running away with this. Maybe we won't have a tie tonight, Tom.
Don't jinx it.
Oh, damn. All right. All right. Jackson has 3. Amy, 0. Joe, 0. Let's see auto correction number 4. Maya is Mini Rabbit Rapper. Jackson.
Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway.
All right, let's correct that. Is it Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway? It is. All right. 4 points for Jackson. It's possible his buzzer's the only one working. I don't know. But nonetheless, I don't think he's played a game with us before, so we're giving him the points. All right. Auto correction number 5. Stir Touch. Jackson, surprise.
Star Tours.
Is it Star Tours? It is. All
Sorry,
right.
my mother's texting these.
5 points. What'd she
Taking
say?
her a while. My mother's texting these, so it's taking
Oh,
her.
she's texting you those.
She's a slow texter.
All right. 5 points for Jackson. All right. Auto correction number 6. Stood managed. Jackson.
Toy Story Mania.
Is it Toy Story Mania? All right, it
I'm
is.
going to assume Jackson just misspells things on the phone all the time and just knows he's sent all of these before.
This is a theory. I'm testing this theory. All right, we're going to see here. All right, question number 7.
7?
Yes, 7. Nanny Rabbit Judded. Joe, whoa.
I just wanted to be first. I don't know. I have 20 seconds, right?
Yeah. Nanny Rabbit Rabat Judded.
Yeah, Nanny Rabat Judded. Someone buzz him.
All right, no Joe. All right. Jackson or Amy? You want
What does that sound mean?
It's a slide whistle.
I don't know. Do either of you want to give it a shot? No? All right, let's see what the right answer is for number 7. Does anybody in the audience know?
That's it.
Navi River Journey. There you go. All right. All right, autocorrection number 8. Spats Hip Perth. Amy. 'Cause you got
Starship
Jackson's
Bird.
buzzer.
Spaceship Bird.
All right, Spaceship Earth. Is that right? All right. Spaceship Earth. All right, very good. 1 point for Amy. You're on the board. Nice job. I don't know how many of these are. I think there's like 27 of them. All right, question number 9. Junkie, it's immigration. Amy.
Journey to Imagination.
Amy.
Is it Journey into Imagination? Let's autocorrect that back. It is. All right. You can switch buzzers now so I remember who you are.
Yeah, he'll remember now.
Hey, that was pretty good. All right. I think we're on autocorrection number 10. There we go. What do we got? Frozone, even ire. Joe.
Frozen Ever After.
Probably. It is Frozen Ever After. Joe's on the board.
You could tell we made these on my phone because it was convinced Frozone is a word.
Excellent. All right, so our score right now is Jackson has 5, Amy has 1, Joe has 1. Let's go to our next question. Is that right? Really? All right, fair enough.
7.
All right, next question. Question 11, Hall or Presence?
Hall of Presidents.
Is it Hall of Presidents? It is Hall of Presidents. All right, we have a few more left. Jackson taking a pretty insurmountable lead here, but there is still room for Amy and Joe to catch up. Next autocorrect. Tickets, Phil has magic. Joe.
Mickey's PhilharMagic.
Let's see. Mickey's PhilharMagic. It is Mickey's PhilharMagic. All right,
Someone
Joe.
said, shouldn't Joe have
The
0
second
because he
one?
had -1?
You know what, Tom? Maybe. Just maybe. All right, next autocorrect. Tuna's Bygone Venture.
Tiana's Bayou Adventure.
Is it Tiana's Bayou Adventure? I think it is. It is. All right. Only one they couldn't get so far, Tom. Pretty good. These people know their autocorrects. All right, autocorrect number 14. Ablation Disney Wurlitzer Ramrod. Joe. Uh-oh.
I just blanked.
He
Oh,
did. He blanked. I saw it. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. He's waiting for it to come up on the chat screen over there. All right. Sorry, Joe. Negative point for Joe. He's back down to 1 or 0 or -1, whatever it might be. Anybody else over here? I don't know if Amy's buzzing. I hear it. I hear it. Jackson! Sorry, Amy.
Walt Disney World Railroad.
Is it Walt Disney World Railroad? I have to go by the screen, whatever it tells me to say.
Yeah, we're very rule-oriented here.
It knows better than I do. Walt Disney World Railroad. Don't worry, I don't think there's time for you to catch up anyway. So, okay. All right, I think there's a few left. Autocorrect number 15. Painted Memon. Jackson.
Haunted Mansion.
Haunted Mansion. Is it the Haunted Mansion? And Tom, I think that's the one that inspired the game.
That's the
isn't
real
it?
one my mother sent me.
Yeah.
That inspired the game.
All right, just a few left. 16 is Put Rats in the Caravan. Joe.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Pirates of the Caribbean. Is he right?
Arg.
He is. Pirates of the Caribbean. All right. Autocorrect number 17. We got lots of misspellings here. Space Mitten. Good old Space Mitten.
Space Mountain.
Wait,
Wait, what did he say?
He said Spice Mountain.
That's wrong.
That is wrong.
That's wrong.
Sorry. Negative point for Joe. Jackson! Sorry, Amy.
Space Mountain.
Is it Space Mountain? Probably, maybe, could be.
They're typing.
See, Space Mountain. Yeah. Space Mountain.
This is the guy that mispronounces everything.
I'm doing pretty good tonight. All right.
Sorry, Dad.
We could talk about this after the show.
I think we have 2 left, if I'm not mistaken. Next autocorrect. Acute flight out puss wage.
It's pus.
Puss wage.
Avatar Flight of Passage.
Is it Avatar Flight of Passage?
You know.
I knew this game was dangerous. All right, we got one more.
I like that Joe said you say things wrong all the time and then you did it. That was the best part.
All right, one more. Last one. Edge of your seat. I know everybody. Kill a man, churro, so I am free.
Oh, come on.
Jackson.
Kilimanjaro Safaris.
No, you said it wrong.
It's close enough, Joe.
Shut up, Joe. Shut up.
Kilimanjaro Safaris. Congratulations, Jackson. I think you won our first ever.
They're screaming one more. Why would you think there'd be 19? What game has 19 questions? I know that's where you want it. That's the number you want to stop at. But there's 20 of these.
All right, last one. It is worth 30 points. Butter Van Fight.
Yes!
Joe.
Peter Pan Flight.
Peter Pan Flight.
He said it wrong. It's Peter Pan's flight.
Oh, come on.
Wait.
It's close enough.
Oh, it's Peter Pan's Flight.
Oh, you
Sorry,
lose a
Joe.
point,
You
Joe.
blew it. That would have won you the game. Butter van, I like that.
The butter van?
I need a butter van, yeah.
That's your next van, Nick.
Should be.
No.
All right. My van is slippery enough, if you know what I mean. That is auto-corrected attractions. Thank you, everybody, for participating. I appreciate it, Amy. Thank you. You can shake. You can shake. Yeah, let's shake. Jackson, great job. Joe, whatever, get off my stage. That buzzer's mine. I'll take that. All right. You guys
If you behave, we'll give you a
piece.
piece of Podium.
There we go.
He's not going to behave.
Auto-corrected attractions.
That was actually pretty fun. I like that game. All right. Well, we're going to take a commercial break so we can move this camera back. We'll be back after this with more tonight.
Well, Disney's $110,000 trip to every Disney park on Earth is sold out. What are you going to do, book 6 separate trips on your own like a trash person? Why not trust the good people of Nick's Maxi van to take you on the vacation of a lifetime? That's right, hop on board Nick's Maxi Jet. This dream jaunt spans 24 days and covers 6 countries that includes all 12 uniquely magical Disney theme parks worldwide, as well as 3 iconic landmarks, the Trump Taj Mahal, the Leaning Tower of Pisa, and the Eiffel Tower. Throughout the trip, you'll stay in world-class accommodations, including the rare opportunity to be a guest at Walker, Texas Rangers Ranch. Plus, you'll travel in luxury via a VIP-configured Boeing 257 operated by Carney Air, with long-range capabilities that allows for direct flights to maximize your time in each destination. You'll also enjoy personal access to experts and staff who provide fun, fact-filled stories, enabling you to be immersed in every location you visit.
Okay, so this where we are now is Mediterranean Harbor,
And this area alone has more entertainment acts than all of Walt Disney World combined.
Once on board, you can dine on formerly frozen Hungry Man meals Pete stole from a flipped ConAgra tractor trailer. As always, we also have a foot bath at every seat. Relax and enjoy the personal entertainment center in the back of every seat, where you can watch live TV or a wide variety of classic movies. You're probably asking how much this trip will cost you. Well, it's less than $110,000 a person. In fact, it's just $10,000 a guest. Even better, kids ride free. That's right, you can't even take kids on the Adventures by Disney trip, yet Nick will happily welcome them aboard at absolutely no charge. Service is limited to 27 people or a combined total of 7,000 pounds, whichever comes first. Book tonight by phone at 407-WDW.
You won't believe what's legal in China.
Think of the presents you bought, any merry little thought. Think of Christmas, think of snow, think of sleigh bells, here we go, like reindeer in the sky. You can fly, you can fly, you can fly. Think of the happiest things, that's the way to get your wings. Now it's on a candy store. Look, you're rising off the floor. Don't wonder how or why. You can fly, you can fly, you can fly. Soon you'll zoom all around the room, and it takes a faith and trust. But the thing that's positive and the must, a little bit of pixie dust. When there's a smile in your heart, there's no better time to start. It's a very, very simple plan. You can do what birdies can, at least it's worth a try. You can fly, you can fly, you can fly.
Welcome back to News Tonight. We are live on WDWNT TV. Thanks for watching. Those are some hearty woos.
I love hearty woos.
A hearty woo.
Can I just say, I don't read the chat very often, but I love, that is a creepy picture of Nick. That one is actually less creepy than the previous one.
What was the previous?
I don't know, but like, it's
Oh.
kind of funny.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know what the previous one is. You have plenty
Oh,
of
they
pictures
said
of me.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what, yeah.
Yeah.
That's, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Just funny.
So did you actually just play Tears of the Kingdom while we were gone, or did you do
Yeah.
anything else?
I
Did you do
haven't
anything
stopped for 2.5 weeks.
Well, we were gone for 2 months. What else? Did you go anywhere?
Did I go anywhere? Did I go anywhere? No, I mean, last day, so something tragic happened. I think not tragic,
yeah.
but sad. I mean, she's okay, but my dog got attacked by another dog and got bit, and I had to like do a lot of caring for her, so I couldn't, like, it wasn't bad for me because I don't leave the house anyway, but I couldn't leave the house for a while because I had to like care for her. But she's doing great now. She's happy. She was like, nothing happened. Where like I stubbed my toe the other day and I was in pain for days, and like she gets bit by a dog and she's like, oh, nothing happened. I'm happy. Yay, play with me. It's really weird. Dogs are fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad she's
So,
all right.
that was my excuse to stay in for 2 months. Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta take care of the dog.
Take care of the dog. Yeah. Sorry. Can't leave her alone.
Oh man. Got to take my parents to Japan.
Yeah.
That was it. They loved it.
Heard that.
They want to
Hey,
go back.
Actually, I was at some WDW AFs. I left the house.
Oh, you
I
were?
did
Yeah.
some of
That's
those.
right.
Yeah.
Which ones did you go to?
Abracadabra and Nomad. Did I do another
That's
one?
where we usually go on our dates.
I know,
Yeah.
right?
Those are our date spots. Those
They
two.
are.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
You only come out to certain bars. There's only certain bars you like.
Yeah.
Yeah. You missed the Did they do Geyser? They did Geyser Point, right?
I think they did.
You missed that one?
That was fun. It was a fun segment, though. I like that a lot. Yeah.
We're going to Geyser Point as part of the event in July. We're going to take everybody. So that'll be fun.
Yeah.
You'll come to that because it's at Wilderness Lodge.
Oh, totally. I'll be there. Yeah.
Anyway.
So your parents had fun, right?
They loved, like, there was a point at which we were at Disney Sea at the end of the night. My mother turns to me and goes, "How do we go back to Disney World after this?" And I said, "We don't."
That's crazy.
Yeah, so it was, no, they loved it. They want to go back.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I tell everybody to go. Yeah.
That's great.
Okay. So let's see. This week on Broadway. Let's see what's premiering this week on Broadway. Some Like It Hot. That was another thing we missed. A dragon burst into flames.
That was insane.
It's been a crazy 2 months. You've seen one, you've seen them all, said Julia. If I had a nickel for every time a Maleficent dragon caught fire, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't much, but it's weird it happened twice. Let's see what's coming up on the show. We got a big couple of weeks coming up on the show. This is going to be a crazy run. June 8th, we are back with Who Wants to Win a Lot of Core Bucks will be on the show. On June 15th, Man vs. Park, the Great Surrey Bike Race.
I'm excited about that.
It's going to happen, and also a new game called Wrong Answers Only. On June 22nd, we're celebrating 60 years of Walt Disney's Enchanted Tiki Room with a special episode.
Are we all going to be tiki birds?
I don't know, maybe.
All right.
Don't make Lucas is getting nervous in the back. Like, what am I building? Like, we all need, Lucas, we need 4 giant perches for us all to stand on.
Hang on them from the rotunda.
Then on June 29th, we're taking a road trip to the world's largest McDonald's.
Oh, yeah, Mac tonight.
Yep. And that'll also be the return of the Disney food blog Food Toss. And then, of course, we are on July 6th celebrating 250 episodes with Where in the World is Tom, Corless, Liquid Magic, and much, much more. Special 3-hour show for episode 250. You could join us. Get your ticket to WDWNewsTonight.com, or, of course, just watch us right here on WDWNT TV. But as people will tell you, there's lots of things you miss by not coming in person, like watching Lucas work a crane bird in a fake blimp or whatever, hot air balloon. I'll learn what words are. Nick, we have a new sponsor.
We do.
Who is it?
Well, Tom, WDW News Tonight is brought to you by our official travel agent sponsor, Be Our Guest Vacations.
Yes.
Your dream vacation begins with Be Our Guest and their concierge team of expert vacation planners. Head over to http://beourguestvacations.com/WDWNT, and their team will design your next magical vacation. From the Walt Disney World and Disneyland resorts to Disney Cruise Line to Adventures by Disney and more. They are also able to book unforgettable VIP tours where you and your group can experience the ultimate park day. The best part is their concierge services are free. Tom! Psst. Tom! Do they know what happened to the last sponsor who didn't charge for their services? Tom, they're giving it away for free. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. The best part is their concierge services are free. So book today. If you use them, give them a good tip. Like, give them. We want them to keep sponsoring the show. They can't give this away, Tom. It's free. We gotta warn them. It's not a good business model.
Yeah.
Take advantage of it while you can. It's free right now. I don't know if it'll be free next week or the week after, but it's free right now. So go to http:// It is a //
I feel like it's like when Ron Burgundy reads the teleprompter.
beourguestvacations.com/
I hope he doesn't
WDW.
mess up forward and backward in the Maxi van when he's driving guests home. That's what I get nervous.
Occasionally. Occasionally. All right, well, we'll see if they're there next week.
So if this sponsor does stay after this ad, we're actually working with them on Where in the World is Tom Corless, and I know usually we give out core bucks as our grand prize. Next week on the show, I'll be able to announce what the grand prize is for that game, and it is something far more valuable than core bucks. It's pretty exciting. We'll talk about it next week.
Does it really hurt them to give it away for free? Because they already do. Like,
you know how travel agencies work, right? They get a percentage of the sale.
Do I know how
from
travel
Disney?
agencies work?
Yeah.
They give away their services for free for a couple weeks and they go out of business.
We had Vacation here for years. They were for years.
Yeah, do you know how much money they owe?
It's a good thing no one watches those. Anyway. All right. I try to recover from that. You have comments?
I do.
Go ahead.
Walt Disney presents
All right, some great comments to get to this week. Start off with this story. Bloody fist fight breaks out in Magic Kingdom. Cops forced to tackle guests. We don't have, maybe, I don't know. At Cranky Mom 82 wrote in, they should all use the stage in Tomorrowland for these fights. Sell special popcorn buckets. I'd be there all day for this. Why not? Yeah.
It's like the regular popcorn bucket, but they paint like blood stains on it.
Right?
Yeah.
They're super cool. Who wouldn't buy one of those? We got a comment on this one. Figment annual pass holder magnet available next week at Epcot. We have a picture right there. Drew Crutchfield wrote in, you know, I'm not high right now, but after seeing this, I sure as hell feel like it. It's a little interesting.
I bet he watches this show.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. All right, we got lots of comments on this one, though, Tom. Disney CFO Christine McCarthy says Disney will use Disney Plus data to guide new theme park investments. All right, Jadkins 1959. Oh, going to have a new ride called Bankruptcy. Probably would have a good ride for Epcot. It'll teach children how to take a great company with a great legacy and drive it into the ground. Nick Wild RP wrote in, sets Disney Plus to stream Zootopia 24/7.
I think you're going to get that anyway.
Ian wrote in, fair is fair. Just keep hitting play till I get my Black Hole Tomorrowland ride.
Wow.
Yep. C. Fields wrote in, well, that's a terrible idea. Pretty straightforward. At Retro Game, Fordley wrote in, guess I'll be watching Herbie movies on repeat until we get that Herbie Autopia ride.
Lindsay Lohan's not doing anything. She could do.
Yeah.
She could be in a ride.
Magical Advent 75. So if I put the Imagineering story in Behind the Attraction on repeat, we'll be in good shape.
Yeah,
right?
maybe. Yeah.
Makes sense. And then the last one, Dylan wrote in, should add Song of the South now to Disney Plus.
Oof.
Oof. Oof.
Wow.
There you go. Here's Psychotic comments, Tom.
Thanks, Nick. We're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, we're going to talk about the Star Wars Galactic the rise and fall of the Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser. Stick around.
The Galactic Starcruiser may be a thing of the past, but don't worry, Disney executives will be fine. It turns out you can make more money with a flop than an actual hit. And in that vein, Disney is proud to announce a new joint venture with the legendary Mel Brooks. Spaceballs, the hotel! Take a Mercedes Cruiser up to the Balsion luxury Starliner for the immersive 2-day experience of a lifetime. Be surrounded by fellow assholes as you become a part of the story.
How many assholes we got on this ship anyhow? Yo!
Maybe you'll even need to provide a special code to a secret operative.
So the combination is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Join in a bridge ops training session.
Keep firing, assholes!
Practice using your Schwartz in the privacy of your room, please. Interact with not the characters you love from the film, but their stunt doubles. You can enjoy an intergalactic buffet that'll make your mouth water. Dine on all you care to enjoy jams, leftover blue shrimp, and pizza. There's even a self-service Mr. Coffee station located next to Mr. Radar. In the evening, enjoy an out-of-this-world dinner show adventure.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal.
And stop by the Subpar Lounge for a refreshing can of Perrier. Shop our exclusive merchandise in our gift shop on board.
Spaceballs the breakfast cereal. Spaceballs the flamethrower. That kids love this.
Every luxurious cabin aboard the Balsion is equipped with a state-of-the-art TV and VCR, so you can fast forward to the good parts. There's enough room in these spacious accommodations for you and your father's brother's nephew's cousin's former roommate.
What's that make us?
Absolutely nothing.
And don't worry about anything disturbing you. We've disabled the Virgin alarm so that everyone can get a good night's sleep. Enjoy an afternoon excursion to the planet Druidia after getting beamed by Snotty.
It was wonderful.
And once there, enjoy over 2 attractions and lots of empty, sterile space. And if you want to upgrade to the ultimate experience, then go to Plaid with a VIP tour guided experience upgrade.
They've gone to Plaid.
Spaceballs, the hotel. Coming only to the Walt Disney World Resort in the search for more money.
My favorite comment tonight is that Spaceballs ad played again, and someone just went, "We already saw this." Yep, you did. That's correct. Anyway, we were talking. I didn't even realize. I did. Nick. Nick.
Hey. What's up? Oh, hey.
We're doing a show.
I didn't go on the Starcruiser. I'm just going to play this while you guys talk.
Before we get to that, let's see what's available this week on Nintendo Switch, which Nick has out right now.
Theming.
It's a new sponsor of WDW News Tonight.
It's Foolish Mortal Kombat. I can't believe we haven't done this one. I can't believe. Rob, I think Piano Rob pitched this at the meeting, and everyone looked at each other and went, "Have we really not done this?" That's crazy. One? But there it is. Now we did it. There you go. We have a number of super chats before we get to this discussion. Let's see what we got. Michael Burke, $9.99 from your favorite Typo King. Welcome back to the best, funniest show in the world. Oh, very kind, very sweet. JC Bobbitt, $4.99. This show just proves that time goes on, but some things just stay the same. Oh, man. Oh. Jeremy Hunter, $5. Wife and I ran into Nick at Port Orleans over the break. He was very kind and very sweet. Glad to have you all back. Hashtag make Thursdays great again.
Hey, yeah, that was pretty fun.
Do you actually remember?
I do.
Oh, okay.
I do. We were there, and yeah, they were.
What were you doing there?
Having a drink, having a Sazerac, having some food.
River Roost?
Yeah.
Beignets?
No beignets that night. No.
They're not. They don't have beignets at River Roost anyway.
We got
That's the other one.
I think we got the loaded tots and some Sazeracs, and we're having a good time.
River Roost.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trevor Andre, $7. Yeah, 7. Welcome back, guys. Becky Christensen, $7. Butt Strummer and Stir Touch, the 2 attractions Spaceballs Hotel lets you visit.
That's hilarious.
Larry Elder Live 49. Tonight's question of the show is for you, Epcot fans. My rival Ron DeSantis, caramel cooch or glass kunst? Find out on tonight's Larry Elder Live. Caramel cooch just across from the glass kunst. Yeah. Aaron Payne, Aaron Payne, $6.99 Canadian, which is $5.20 US. Now do euro.
That's funny.
Alex Martinez, $10. Hey, Rob, can you try playing Neverending Story again? Your rendition was perfect. Oh, wait, wrong show. What show are they referencing?
Somebody requested it at one of the piano shows we did over the break.
Oh, okay. I know, I'm glad you guys are back. Makes playing Splatoon at the same time even better. Sorry, Nick's playing his video game while we're doing this, too.
I mean, I have to. I haven't played yet today.
We're background fodder for Splatoon.
Gotta get some Korok seeds.
My life's achievement. William, $9.99 Spaceballs, the super chat. Thank you, William. Jason Champagne, $7. If Muggsy Bogues can make it in the NBA at 5'3", so can Nick. They often call Nick the Muggsy Bogues of WDW
News Tonight.
I sure am.
Ducking Wrestling Podcast 199 Spaceballs, the super chat. You guys are ripping each other off now.
The other one was worth more. You got to beat it.
The Rickster, $5. We're all out of TP on the bathroom. Maybe it's in the bathroom if you checked in it. I don't know how you get on top of the bathroom and look for toilet paper. Anyway, I digress. So it was announced a couple weeks ago that the Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser will be closing forever with the voyages at the end of September. And that'll be it. Then it'll all be over, even though it just opened in March of last year. So that's going to be it. And, we haven't done a really nice in-depth discussion on this topic. I feel like there's a lot to say. I think there's a lot that those of you in the chat and watching want to say or talk about, and so that's what we're going to do. So joining Nick and myself, we have Jill and Jason Diffendahl, Robert Piano, and Sabrina. What? So do you want me to add like an object to your name, like
I feel a little
guitar Sabrina?
I'm like Cher. I don't know. I just Sabrina.
Do you want me full name? Do you want full name? Sabrina Pierre.
I sound much fancier when you use my full name.
Sabrina Pierre,
right?
ladies and gentlemen.
So
Pierre.
So fancy. I sound French or
I was
something.
going to say she's French.
Yeah, I know. I sound French, and then you see like this short little fat Irish kid walk out.
Oh, la Chateau de la Belle Bourdemont.
Oui.
Oui. Anyway, so Starcruiser is closing. Several people up here have been on the Starcruiser, the Diffendahls and myself, and some of you have not. And so I thought that'd be interesting perspective to bring to the discussion. And so I don't know where we want to begin. I've already ranted about it, so I don't know how much more I need to say that people haven't heard. So if anyone else wants to start us off, go for it.
I'll start. I think your rants were pretty spot on, right? Like this was a groundbreaking venture. And I think we knew from the beginning, like there was pretty much discussion when the pricing came out that this pricing was kind of ridiculous. Yeah. It seemed unsustainable, and we couldn't actually believe that like this was going to be an ongoing thing with this pricing. And that kind of ended up proving itself true. Yeah. I went on it twice. I had a fantastic time. It was actually more fun the second time because
we didn't have to take pictures of all the food.
Because we didn't have to take pictures of all the food and video every single thing that happened.
Yeah.
But I knew the great thing about the second time was I knew what was going to happen, and I could sort of play along more.
Yeah, that was definitely true the second time. Was a lot easier to like get into the characters, know what you should do. We spent a lot of time playing Sabak the second time. Like
We did,
which
we didn't do at all the first time.
Yeah. There was, and to that end, I think there were a lot of people that said it didn't have sort of replayability, but it absolutely did.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean,
it just like it had replayability at a very high cost.
Yeah, I mean, on I saw different stuff on all three. Like I'd still have to do another one or two to see everything.
Yeah,
there's so many paths that there's so much different. There's so many different events.
Yeah,
and even some events that are just slightly altered based on what time of day you do them.
I think you're hitting on one of my biggest complaints. And we all said this after we got off the first time, was that things were way too rushed. We didn't have any downtime. We didn't have time to just relax and hang out and check out the things. You know, it was, we all wished there was like a 3-day option.
Yeah.
Because there was so much to do on the ship. It was fun to do all those things, but you really were crammed into the schedule. You didn't have time to sort of relax. Like the second time we played, we spent hours playing Sabak. We went to the tournament.
Yeah.
We got beat by teenagers in the Sabak tournament.
Oh, badly.
Pretty badly. But like it would have been great to just have more time to hang out and do that kind of stuff and you know, hang out in the Subpar Lounge and Sublight Lounge.
That was oh my god.
Sublight Lounge is the best.
That's the thing I'm going to be saddest about losing is Sublight Lounge.
So tasting they started doing when I went for the third one, the alcoholic tasting. No one else showed up. It was just me and my parents. And we had the most amazing.
Oh wow. Yeah. So I mean, I'm sad that they didn't try more things before just pulling the plug. I'm sad that they didn't.
And it sounds like they were going to.
Right.
So
it sounded like they had. Now
we've heard from people that they were working on.
I mean, one of the biggest rumors was that they were working on a Mandalorian overlay. That would have certainly attracted new people. I don't know.
It was pitched, but they were doing a new Gaia show, and there were other changes.
No, I think it's absolutely a tragedy that they didn't get the chance to make some changes.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I don't know that would draw enough people back. I think the price is the big barrier. Regardless of what they do there, the price was the barrier. And I mean, I can't understand that they couldn't make that work at a lower price point. I mean, they obviously could because they offered discounts, right?
Yeah. They set it up wrong. They set it up wrong to make it work in any other way. That's the biggest problem. What they should have done was make the Star Wars hotel and the experience two separate things in the same place.
It's not enough rooms, though, I don't think.
No, but I mean, like, not that hotel.
Oh,
like, they should have built a real Star Wars hotel, like a real resort, and then made this experience that you could get a little taste of if you stayed there with, like, characters walking around in the lobby and stuff, but then you could pay to do, like, a day-long, in-depth experience. And they can't now retrofit that into the infrastructure that they built. So the infrastructure that they built is a hideous, ugly cement, what looks like a prison, that, like, you can't do anything else with that building without it being, because, like, you can't have guests come up to that and, like, feel like they're in an immersive Star Wars experience because it's a big concrete.
Not to the three other sides.
They built it wrong to be able to do anything actually functional with it. I think here's my take on it. It is the laser disc of the themed hotel experience. They screwed it up, but, like, we're going to get a DVD later that learned lessons from what they did wrong.
I don't think we are.
I don't know that Disney's going to do it. I don't think anyone's going to do it.
The industry is so, like, I know everyone thinks we're in this boom period. Epic Universe and Disney's doing this and blah, blah, blah. We are in the least creative period of this that has ever existed. Everyone is playing so safe and doing just the safest things. Like, none of this is a risk. None of what anyone's doing is a risk or different or really that interesting, right? If I want to break down Epic Universe and really look at, it's going to change the industry. Okay, a dual launch coaster, which exists in 40 other non-major theme parks is going to change the industry. Augmented reality ride where the augmented reality ruins the ride is going to change the industry. Like, don't get me wrong, it'll be fun and great, but like no one's changing anything. So this was the first attempt in a very long time from any of the major players in theme parks to do something completely different, where it's like, what if there wasn't a ride or an attraction, or it wasn't those things? What if instead you build something where people can live? Because we've done this. We've built out these incredible backstories for lands, and there are moments where you live in that. But what if that existed for days on end? What if for days on end the guests could just be in that situation? So work off of what you said. I don't like the idea that there could have been people staying there who aren't part of the experience, right? Because I think a big part of it was everyone was in the story. Everyone, everywhere on the ship is in the same place at the same time and is part of what's going on. And I think that was so important. And I wouldn't doubt someone pitched what you just said, and I think the fight was, no, but don't we want everyone to, it's got to be a community experience. Everyone has to be involved in this. We don't want people that are just passively going through and like, where's the bus to Magic Kingdom?
Well, no, you keep it separate. You can keep it separate. Like, think about like Hoop-de-Doo, but Star Wars.
But then just build two separate ones. Then just build a tiny hotel that's this, and then build
no.
an
But the
actual Star
hotel
Wars
part
hotel.
is what kills it. That's what I'm trying to say. The hotel being required as part of the experience is what makes it this cost-prohibitive, inaccessible thing that is a big part of why they can't fix it.
Are you talking just a day excursion?
Yes.
Like not an overnight?
Right, exactly. Exactly.
Well, I mean, I think that was...
And then there's multiple different excursions
I mean,
you can do.
that was certainly...
And go back a bunch of times.
That was certainly pitched, like, on the internet as, why don't they just forget the hotel and let people go for a day and have dinner and see the dinner show and this and that and, you know, charge a couple $100.
I'm sure they could write off just the hotel portion. Clearly this was like, you know what? Forget the whole thing. Someone like threw a temper tantrum and threw the whole thing out.
Yeah,
is what happened.
I think because of the price, though.
Yeah.
I think that's what's going to come. Like as somebody who is never going to pay remotely that much to do anything.
Yeah.
I feel like, and I've heard the word. You know, you hear the word failure getting thrown back and forth different ways, but I think there's two ways to look at that. Something can be a business and a financial failure, and that doesn't mean it's an artistic failure.
It's not, no, right. It's not a creative
how many
failure at all.
artists die in all different forms, and their stuff lives on and makes a ton of money. This was a it's a great idea, but it's like, I mean, hell, it's like something we did. We did our opening number tonight. Could you imagine if we had money to bring in dancing girls and a bigger band and another thing? Like, yes, it would be amazing, but it's not. It's not worth what the price is. This it ended exactly the way I personally felt it was going to end from when they announced it, because nobody's going to consistently pay that much money. That's it.
But that's why I didn't understand why they didn't just lower the price. Like, why didn't they just roll out the discounts and keep with that? And then
I think it costs too much to run it. That whatever price they were going to lower it to.
How inept are they at business?
That's my point. Yep.
If the Walt Disney Company cannot charge people $2,000 for this total at 100 rooms and make profit, then something was wrong with the business model to begin with.
Yeah. They tried to take advantage of a fandom that they thought were going to roll over because Star Wars people are huge. Do we take questions during this? We have questions during this.
Yeah, I don't know. Someone's got to get a mic back there. Yeah, we can. We'll be with, or go ahead.
I go on it. I never did. And I would have gone on it if it was Legacy Star Wars. Yes.
And not new Star Wars.
That's the thing people keep bringing up, the Legacy Star Wars,
Some blue-faced woman that no one ever knew in Star Wars. I have no interest in going on it.
Right.
It wasn't Star Wars. It was something else.
And that's the exact point.
So since he's not Mike, the point he's making is that if it was Legacy Star Wars.
And I think
and that's
so.
some people's argument.
That's the point I was going to make, was that this actually started before Starcruiser. This started with Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah.
Yes.
There was this hubris. There was this hubris within the Walt Disney Company that people would die and for anything Star Wars, and they don't have to give people what they want. They can make up an entire storyline of things people have never seen, and the Star Wars fans will like it, and they'll eat it up. And that started with Galaxy's Edge, and it carried all the way to the Starcruiser.
That I don't think that's entirely the reason.
That's the thing. So, like, for those that don't know what happened, when they bought Star Wars, they put a land into development. The land was Endor and Tatooine. There was a speeder bike ride. There was a dark ride thing on Tatooine. There was Jabba's Palace dinner show. There was the Mos Eisley Cantina. There was a lot of that stuff. It was all old trilogy. But then what happened was a different team at WDI came in and went, we're making these movies now, though. This is what's now. Yeah. Do we want to build old Star Wars, or do we want to? A thing that people criticize us for all the time is we don't get things into the park when they're hot, right? So it's, these movies are being made now. The third one won't even be out yet. Should we go with what we're doing now so that it's timely? And that's what Bob Iger went for. That's what they decided they want. Of course he's going to. I just bought Star Wars, and these are the Star Wars movies that my company's making. If I'm that guy and I'm worth that much money, that's probably what I'm going to think too. Even though it's the wrong decision, that's probably the decision I'm going to make.
And you're still making stuff based on the original stuff with all these prequels and what cartoons are fitting where. You're still making stuff. The new stuff's not as good as the old stuff. I think everybody feels the same way, with the exception of some of the TV shows. But the new trilogy movies are not as old as the first two sets.
But when they went into this, the other thing is you have to remember when they went into development, Force Awakens was out, and that one did well and was well received. So there probably wasn't a good reason to sit there and go, oh, well, this is not going to, like, this trilogy's going to tank, because that wasn't the scenario at that point. They were one movie down. It was financially successful and critically well received by fans and actual critics. There was no reason to panic at that point. And then Episode 8 came out, and half the world loved it and half the world hated it, and then they overcorrected and made the worst movie I've ever seen.
I think we're forgetting something really huge here, too. I'm curious if the Starcruiser would have done better if there wasn't an identical Galaxy's Edge on the other side of the coast. Because you're going, why am I going to visit both coasts to see the same land?
Yeah.
So I wonder if more people would have come over here if the whole, or even I've had this feeling forever. I wish that we have to keep Star Wars here and Marvel on the other coast. Give me reasons to go to both coasts, and people will spend more money and go do those things.
And then you could have had more room for both.
Yes.
Like
That's
you
the
gave
Epic
Marvel
Universe.
no room at all.
And that's the Epic Universe miscalculation, is opening a third Super Nintendo world. People from two sides of the globe will have already seen it, whether it has an extra ride or not. Like, you've diluted the product
or put Mario in one park and make Zelda the main. You have so much stuff to pull from.
Right, you can make two Nintendo worlds with completely different rides and lands and game themes and everything.
And I think, I mean, that was the argument. I had that argument. I had an even bigger argument, was that I think their biggest mistake with Galaxy's Edge was not building its own park. Because there's enough in the Star Wars universe that you could have built a separate park and continued to add things to it.
You're isolating them.
No, but there's enough Star Wars fans that don't give a crap about the rest of Disney.
There's so many,
just want to go to Star Wars.
Outside of the major theme park world, there's so many small theme parks based on weird singular properties, right? And you look at Japan alone.
Peppa Pig.
Sanrio. Peppa Pig here. Sanrio in Japan has its own park.
Right.
Studio Ghibli has its own park, right?
And what would have been great is you build the Star Wars park, which would only have a handful of rides when it opened, but you attach the Star Wars hotel to it.
Are these specific
and
parks?
boom, you've got a built-in hotel with the park people are going to go nuts for.
Are these specific parks busy 365 days a year? Are they busy?
I mean, they're lesser
seasons?
properties. They're not Star Wars.
But that's what I mean. Disney's never going to be a lesser property. So I don't know.
But they're lesser properties and they stay open. They're functional business models.
Yeah.
So
they
if
make
they can
money.
do it with
and if
Peppa
Star Wars
Pig,
is that
they
much
should
stronger
definitely
than
be able to do it
Hello
with
Kitty, it's probably going to be okay.
Exactly.
No offense, I love Hello Kitty as much as the next person, but it's not Star Wars, right? I do want to ask, I know Jake has the poll system ready. We should probably ask people, I want to ask the trilogy question. So there's prequel trilogy, there's original trilogy, and there's new trilogy. And I'd like to know from our audience watching tonight at home, which of those they would have preferred to be the timeline of the Galactic Starcruiser. I think we know the answer, but maybe we don't.
What would a first trilogy, like the
prequel?
What would that would be the grossest thing ever.
No, it wouldn't. It would have been fine.
Oh, it would be gross.
I mean, it would
there's a lot
Jar
of...
Jar's walking around? Come on, nobody wants
If like
that.
Boss Nass, if Boss Nass is walking around, just like slobbering on
Unless
people.
it's like
I'm on board.
you can go and like just like pay $50 to punch Jar Jar.
But
then people would
they
do
should
it.
they should all be. There should be a place that they can all exist. Cosmic Rewind's not in a Marvel timeline,
I
but
think
we could still
either-
it could still exist. These things can still
Yeah,
exist.
I think either original or prequel would have done better. Like honestly, it would have. There is real
Original absolutely
scholarship
My
involved for the
argument-
prequel.
Can you do
Like,
different
My argument
cruises?
is no
I
matter
haven't
what
been
the
on it.
trilogy
It's always
is,
the same.
But they couldn't make it that way?
They
couldn't make
But
it that you have
I
I haven't been on it. Could they have done a prequel cruise with different characters
Yeah,
and
sure.
then book a different cruise?
it was set up in a way that it could have changed any timeline.
So I think if they would have
It
done that, it could have helped. I still think the price is insanity.
I don't think
That's
you
the
need
thing
to
is, I
stick
think
to
it
a
doesn't matter.
timeline.
If you don't
Doesn't
have
matter.
$6,000, you don't have $6,000.
And if I have $6,000, I could probably think of 6,000 other things that I might even enjoy.
Exactly.
Even
Bingo.
being a fan of Star
You
Wars.
could go to Japan.
Yes.
There are definitely people that would have, that had the money and didn't go because it was new trilogy. I get that. I don't think it was enough people to doom the project. I don't believe that.
I don't think you need to stick to timeline. I'm not a stickler for that kind of stuff as a Star Wars fan. I think Star Wars weekends work just fine where you're mixing, timelines together. I don't need something. I need something that's fun and enjoyable. I don't need something that sticks to a specific timeline and makes sense to Star
See,
Wars.
but as Disney Parks fans, we love that, right? Like, think about the lands that people love, like 94 Tomorrowland. What is the thing that made 94 Tomorrowland special? It was everything was interconnected in a story and made sense together, right? Same reason why Frontierland in Paris, people feel the same way. It's because it's all interconnected in this story. So in concept, they gave us what, as theme park fans, we always ask for, which is we want a unique place that is all interconnected and the story permeates all of the experiences. That's what Galaxy's Edge is. There are miscalculations that were made within that, but in theory, they went for the thing we always ask for.
And the problem with it was they didn't do a good job.
Yeah. I don't
Right?
disagree.
Like the problem
And I
is
think
they
the
gave us
trilogy choice.
what they know we like. They just did a subpar job at it with characters we don't care about.
Like to build a Star Wars land, like when you phrase it this way, it's irrefutable, right? Disney built a Star Wars land where Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker, and Han Solo's dead. Like none of these characters, which are the most quintessential characters, appear in any way, shape, or form. The only way you see Yoda is if you pay $200 to build a lightsaber, and that's why it's the best thing in the land to begin with.
Well, so here's the
You don't even
interesting
see Yoda,
thing,
you
though.
hear Yoda.
So, like, for me personally, and like, I'm a Star Wars fan. I've been a Star Wars fan, but I wouldn't call myself a crazy Star Wars fan.
Yeah.
The fact that Starcruiser was themed after the sequel trilogy didn't bother me, and I had a great time. I thought it was totally enjoyable. I loved seeing the Rey Kylo Ren battle. I loved running around with Chewie. I loved the new characters they created. The experience of it, like, you can argue all you want about it could have been better with original trilogy or whatever. It was a great experience. It being a good experience was not what the problem was.
Correct.
The problem was the business model and the money. And no trilogy that you based it on was going to change that. You might have gotten more runway.
It would have
out of the
lasted
original
another
trilogy.
year or something because there would have been more people that
It
would
might
have
have
ponied up
lasted
the
another
money.
year, but it was not going to last.
And
It
if
was
you're-
still not going to last.
If you're going to spend that much, you got to give them something extra. Put a celebrity on each cruise that was in a Star Wars movie or something, or something like that. Like, I'm just saying something. You have local people like Ashley Eckstein, for example, like those people around. Have them come down and be part of the
She
the
comes
cruise.
to D23. These people used to come to Star Wars weekends every year.
Just build her own suite.
Put
in
Warwick
Starcruiser,
Davis on a
and she can
cruise.
just
I'd
live
go.
there.
She lives there.
She can just live there.
But I think that's what I don't understand is how bad the miscalculation was from the get-go that this could financially last.
Yeah.
Like they completely misunderstood their target audience to think that their target audience was so
Rich people don't
big
care about
that it
Star
had. Well, not only that,
That was
right?
a huge miscalculation.
Like you've got a target audience of Star Wars fans. They don't have to be theme park fans. They could be Star Wars fans, but they still have to have a shit ton of disposable income to be able to do this. And how they miscalculated
And the Venn
the
diagram.
average income of their I mean, they do surveys at the parks all the time, and they ask you what your income is. How do they not know?
They did though. There was a commitment to try to make this work right after, and as predicted at the beginning, they kicked in the discounts and they tried all these different things, and it was working to an extent. And let's be honest, it didn't lose money. It did not lose money. You know what? Every Disney executive cares about. It wasn't if it was losing money, it would have closed way earlier.
Yep.
Yeah. The margin wasn't what they wanted, and that's all they care about. Is the margin wasn't strong enough. So instead of sitting there and realizing well, we spent years of R&D and research and we developed this and we had to come up with this and we built a building and all of this. So maybe we should just live with these margins and play around with it and see what we can do. Instead it was, the margins aren't what we thought they were going to be when we modeled it at $6,000 a cruise. Well, $6,000 a cruise didn't work. Change the model. Instead of just being we're just going to pull the plug. No, you spent all this money to develop something new. You spent all this money already. Why just yank the plug instead of just trying different things?
Well, that's the tax write-off part, though. There's a reason it's
that's
closing
the bean
when
counter
it's closing.
problem.
But why embark on new things if you're just going to not give them time to succeed or fail?
I think
Because
it was,
that's
I think
not
it was
how business
really,
works
I think
today.
it was really low though, man. And I think they may have thought, because I even tried, let's say you're going family of 4 is going on the Starcruiser. So what's that costing you? $6,000?
Yeah.
Now you got to throw in your flights. They're not flying all the way down here just for 2 days at the Starcruiser.
You would be shocked.
Well, no.
How many people I'm
sure people do.
It was so weird.
What a waste of your family vacation. If you're spending that much money to come here, you probably have more money that you're staying longer, or you're not doing it. You're going to go on a longer trip with your family. I think
there were a lot of people that did not apply to. I think.
I mean, if you've got $6,000 to spend on vacation, the flights and the 2 days are not going to make or break that deal.
No, but I feel like you're going to want to do more than 2 days or something. So I feel like then you're going to stay another 4 days on property. But I don't think a lot of people did that. That's my point. Yeah. I think they wanted you to stay longer. Maybe you're going to take a cruise. You're going to get this new price hike dining plan or something. You know what I mean? Maybe you're going to do all these things. But you're not. Best case scenario, you're going to put all your money into that one thing, and that's it. I don't think they were getting enough other money in other ways.
They should have thrown in a 4-day park hopper ticket to get you to stay.
And maybe you got to pay for the hotel or something.
Right, exactly. Bingo.
They did so many ways to make deals.
I mean, that's exactly what SeaWorld did when they opened Discovery Cove. That was priced 16 times as much as
But that's why I think it's doing worse than you think it was doing. Because I feel like if it was doing even semi-marginally better, they would have worked with it more.
I mean, it seemed like they were trying. They're like, we can succeed with these discounts.
Well, not only that,
there'll be enough money, but then that only went for a couple weeks before someone came in and was just like, nope, we're done.
The other problem was I think they could have certainly succeeded with not doing voyages every day, right? They canceled some voyages.
That's what they were going to do. That the fall schedule winter
skip right, open it.
That's what part of the summer.
That certainly would have saved costs.
Yeah. That's true
right?
too. They didn't have to do it 365
no,
days
they
a year.
Didn't.
You could have used the building for something else for 2 months.
Or not. Or just leave it empty for 2 days a week. That would have been fine. Yeah. They wouldn't have lost any money.
Unless staffing's a problem for that. Maybe that becomes a problem. They got to supply workers for
I feel
X,
like
Y,
having
if they're
an
only
empty
open 5 days a week,
there
could you
is
have
going
one?
to-
You could have one group of people.
No, what I was saying, let's say they did, they found certain seasons were bad and they needed to shut down for a month. Maybe they don't know.
They
what to do
needed
with
to be
those
closed
people.
January every year. It was clear that was
right, but you can't do that.
You can't make people not work for a month. Yeah.
Right. So that's why running 5 days a week was a reasonable idea. Yeah. And maybe some seasons like January would have had more discounts than others.
But even then, legally speaking, because these are union cast members, right?
Yeah.
So from a union aspect of this, if you have to have a certain number of full-time to part-time ratio.
Yeah.
So then you've got your full-timers, but how many do you staff for that? So you've got some cruises that are running full capacity. So now you need, let's say, you need 10 servers.
Yeah.
But then you've got other ones that 2 days later are at half capacity. Well, now we only need 5 servers.
well, if you're doing this and you're running it and you only have, like, you've got majority of full-time cast members, now you've got full-time cast members that you're sending home.
But you know what? Disney Cruise Line has figured out how to do that. Right? No matter what time of year, no matter what the weather is, Disney Cruise Line has figured out how to run it like 95% capacity.
Disney Cruise Line is slave labor and makes me uncomfortable. I don't want to.
But they figured out. They figured out the discounts.
Gather people from unfortunate.
Well, but regardless of what the cost is, they have a fixed
7 days a week, 24 hours.
But what I'm saying is that the cruise line has a fixed set of staff, and it's the same every week. And they fill the boat every week. They do what they have to do to fill the boat every week. So that's what Starcruiser needed to do, not run half-full cruises. They needed to run 90% full cruises.
And adjust pricing accordingly.
And either adjust pricing or adjust the frequency of the cruises to make it work. I just think they didn't have... Someone didn't give them enough time to work out all the kinks. And because they had predicted a certain demand, and when that demand started to go downhill, they came up with, well, let's try discounts. That's the obvious first thing. Let's cut a couple cruises. That's obvious too. They didn't have enough time to get all the kinks worked out to figure out what was sustainable in the long term.
That's a huge part of the problem, right? Is like, I think they did not go into this acknowledging that they could be wrong about their expectations.
Yes.
So they didn't have contingency plans. Like any good project has risk management and contingency plans for what happens when things don't go the way you expect.
They had the
contingency
plan, which is the discounts.
The discount, but like
That's
the
not
discount,
enough.
they tried one thing. They tried two things. They discounted and they changed frequency.
There were going to be
Those
more
were the
things.
only-
Someone barged in and yanked the plug.
Well,
right. They didn't give them enough time to work out.
It was
the
very
kinks.
sudden. They had a plan of action. There were plans in the works.
And I think it was probably the accountants, because they said, if we pull the plug now, we can amortize this down, and it's in this fiscal year.
I think it was like an Iger Dumont.
Well, I mean, no, but they were convinced by the accountants, because the fact that it ends on the last day of the fiscal year is very telling.
Well, I mean,
they
they closed
could have sold
everything
out.
that
They could have sold out cruises for the rest
They
of the
could have
year.
sold
They
out
could have
cruises
kept
to
it-
December if they wanted to.
Or probably like March.
That's always been the weekend they close everything.
Because it's the fiscal year.
Because it's the fiscal year, which means it's a financial decision.
I just think it was easy. It was like Harmonious. It was one of those things where it was so easy to come in and throw it away because you knew who you could point the finger at. You could point the finger at a guy that wasn't there anymore.
Right.
And it was his baby because he was in Parks and Resorts when it was developed.
Absolutely.
It was absolutely his baby.
Yep.
Yeah, but well, because I was gonna say, so this whole thing really started at a Star Wars weekend.
Yeah.
It started so they did a pop-up Star Wars restaurant.
Oh, the bar.
They did the bar, and literally the last weekend that it was running, WDI came in with entertainment, and they were like, listen, here's what we're going to try. We want to try this immersive thing. It's never been done before. We're going to bring in characters, and we're going to put them out in the back area, out in the courtyard, and we're going to set up a sabacc game. And then what's going to happen is anybody so if you guys are working out there, just continue doing what you're doing. Serve your tables, this and that, ignore what's going on. What's going to happen is we're going to have somebody come in, like this bad guy come in, interrupt the sabacc game, then it's going to break out into this fight. And it's just, and it wasn't advertised. It wasn't really discussed. It wasn't any forums. There was nothing like that. It was, they came in, and it wasn't set times. It was just like, they'd show up and they'd be like, okay, cool, they're here. You know, and then they set up, and they were like, people are loving this. It's that interactive, it gives you that, like, you're a part of it, right? Like, it's putting you back into the movies, which is what that whole park was supposed to do.
So we're talking about all this, but isn't this what we expected from Galaxy's Edge? Like this interactivity
the stuff that got budget cut, right? So here's
the show,
the order of
characters.
events. If we want to set up the history, the order of events is that happens first. The second thing that happens is Disneyland Legends of Frontierland, where they did the game, which was kind of the whole, like the reputation system and all this stuff that was supposed to be for the land that didn't happen. They tested it all out for weeks and weeks, and it went really well. And then that was supposed to be Galaxy's Edge, and then it didn't happen in Galaxy's Edge, and it all got Just a little bit of it got saved for Starcruiser instead. And that's kind of the short history of what happened. Yeah.
I think they basically overpromised and underdelivered on Galaxy's Edge and Starcruiser, and
I think they delivered on Starcruiser.
Yeah, I don't think it's under
Well,
delivering.
I think they just priced people out, and then it had everyone had a bad taste in their mouth.
Yeah.
And then they didn't give it time to bounce back.
Yeah.
From it.
Even when they did the discounts, you've got, okay, we're going to give a 50% discount to cast members.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cast members don't
Great.
have the money to do
Correct.
that.
But they
Not
have
only that-
friends who have money who will take them on.
That's
at
right.
50%.
That's
But here's
that's
the
exactly
thing,
what
They knew
happened.
that.
Then,
Oh yeah.
But then I got to
Even
spend time with
then-
these people.
even then, it's going to
That's
take...
the price of having cast member friends.
Yeah. But even then, it takes you time to, like, if you're going into this and you can't afford it to begin with, and they're 50%, and you're like, okay, like, I could do, maybe I can do, like, 3,000, I can do that, but it's going to take me, like, a couple months.
Yeah.
People didn't have the chance to save up the money.
No. So you're offering these discounts to people that are like, okay, cool, I'll save up and then I'll go and do it.
And then you pulled the plug.
And then you pull the plug.
We didn't
Well,
get
yeah.
there, yeah.
So the real, I also want to know.
They wanted the money
how
now.
long can, like, before they're allowed, like, how long does this place need to sit empty to be able to count it as a complete, like, to claim it as, you know, we've lost money on this, which was what they're doing, right? Because we know that within 2 years, like, if like a business has to make money after 2 years. Everything prior to that is complete tax write-off.
Yeah.
So how long does this building need to sit empty before they can reuse it and redo and reclaim it?
And
So
not
it's
have
no-
to and not
and not
have to pay for the
As
R&D
far
costs.
as I know, they can reuse the building. It doesn't have an effect on
Right, but
as long as they
like,
don't
how long
open
do
the
they have to
business
wait?
that they had before in it, it doesn't matter.
So how long do they have to wait?
Let's be honest about
What are
Disney.
they gonna put
this
there,
could
though?
sit there for eternity.
Oh yeah, I
This
mean, that's
could
what
just
they did
be
with
abandoned
Pop
and
Century.
left there. Yeah,
Whatever
it could just be
20th
left.
century
40s and 50s,
They
like
might
40s.
just let it sit there.
Wonders of life.
Yeah, I mean, there's been plenty, especially Disney World, because like anywhere else, it would be a problem. But Disney World, there's all this land, so no one
I mean,
cares.
you can't
get
see it
overgrown.
anyway.
This corner of the
like-
cast member parking lot at Hollywood Studios,
Yeah.
who
It's gonna
cares?
turn. It's gonna turn into like like not apartments, but it's gonna turn into like this
College
is my
program
office.
house.
College
Jail.
program housing. Oh my God, that's so funny.
What did you wait?
That
what-
would be
College
amazing.
program.
God,
Because I
that's
said
so
apartments.
funny.
Yeah.
I mean, the rooms are small enough. They
That's
cram
so
like 8
funny.
CPs into one.
I mean,
one
they
dark
could have
room.
For the
Treehouses.
real internationals,
Treehouses,
the international
yeah.
internationals from
Yeah.
space.
So
Vader way.
we're gonna get Mars students down.
Oh man.
so here's a question that's in the chat that I think we should talk about.
yeah, sure.
Who do we blame? Do we blame Josh Tomorrow? Do we think Josh Tomorrow did this, or do we think Josh
Or
Tomorrow?
it came from Iger. I think it was that
Well,
high.
that's the question, right? Do we think Josh Tomorrow tried to say, "Hey, let's keep this going, give it a shot," and Iger came in and said no?
I think it was easy. It was easy. Well, he shot down the Mandalorian thing, right? Like that
Iger
got shot
did.
down.
It
Yeah, Iger
sounds-
did.
Right.
yeah.
Which makes me think that Iger, because if a Mandalorian thing was pitched, that went through Josh first before it went to Bob, right?
Right.
So obviously Josh liked it if he brought it to Bob, and then Bob was just like, no, and
And that was the end.
yeah. So at that point, like, what is anyone gonna
And Bob
do?
knew he could basically blame Chapek, but he's
And
the
they
one
need to
that
cut
made the
corners
decision.
right now anyway, and then,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I don't think they knew what to do with the cast during the downtime. I don't think they knew. They
Yeah.
didn't.
They didn't have
and
it figured
not
out,
Not only
no.
that, but like they had. Here's part of the other issue too: is that they didn't know how to categorize this place.
Yeah.
They didn't want to call it a dinner show. They didn't want to call it family style. They didn't, you know what I mean? Like they didn't want to put labels and packages names on these things.
Yeah.
They also brought in management that didn't know how to run something so themed. You've got these fine dining managers being brought in,
Yeah.
and they're buying these expensive things, and they're overspending.
Yeah.
And then WDI is coming in and going,
They had these tongs
yeah,
to like pick up the steak. Like they were these like special like culinary tweezers they were called.
Yeah.
We thought they were hilarious. We wound up like ordering a pair on Amazon.
Yeah.
But like they're buying. You're absolutely right. They're buying this crazy, all of this like custom.
They're trying too hard to make this shit look weird.
Very unique, like serveware and everything.
Well, and
like
part
they
of the
spend a
issue
ton of money.
We're not even going down this road because let's talk about how Disney used to order custom serveware for every restaurant they ever
No, I know.
built. Euro Disney
Yeah.
opened with every
Yes.
restaurant with its own
But the
Hollywood
issue
studio,
is-
same thing.
The issue
In
is
Tokyo,
that they
they all
had
have their
these
own
managers
trays.
coming in here, and they had these people buying this stuff that
Yeah.
they were like, oh, this is really nice, this is fancy. I mean, these people are paying $6,000, isn't it? Then WDI comes in and they go, you can't use that. You can't. What are you going to do with a decanter at the table? Not everybody's going to be ordering wine. You can't use that. You didn't go through the proper channels. You didn't get approved by Lucas. You can't use it. So now you've got like $30,000 worth of merchandise sitting in a back room. You've got these wines sitting in a back room. You've got all this stuff sitting in a back room.
Yeah.
And nobody else on property is using them. So they can't even resell them someplace else on property.
Did that happen on such a big scale? They wasted money on stuff they couldn't use?
They always do.
I mean, you wouldn't believe.
Yeah, I
you
wouldn't.
wouldn't. The stories we don't publish.
Just the story of the shields.
Yeah.
What happened with their shields?
They had like 3 tractor trailer loads of those shields that never sold.
They were $100, right?
And
they sent them to
and they
property
sent them to
control.
property
Yeah.
control
Yeah.
for like $10.
I mean, that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how big of a miscalculation is it that you have like a tractor trailer full of these
And you
things?
priced
It
them at
happens all the time.
$100. Yeah.
That's just the thing, though. It happens all the time.
What was the accompanying piece for the lightsaber? There was the expensive
But it
one.
was nobody liked the shields were a way to
No
draw
one.
out
People
the
collect
lightsaber experience.
lightsabers. They don't collect shields.
They made up
I
the
bought
shield.
the shield.
Oh, I bought
like
the
it.
shield
They made
too.
them up.
It's kind of
No
cool.
one wants it. We bought it.
Right, but we're not normal.
Let's be real.
It was an item based on a thing in an attraction.
They
I was
bought
buying
everything.
It.
Oh yeah,
Jason and Tom bought.
I
like,
thought the
2
shield was
of
great. It lit up
every-
really cool.
You're the minority. I think that.
That's the
That's what
problem.
I'm saying.
Is
Like,
In
after you
Star Wars,
spend.
I'm not. Look how many people own like 10 legacy lightsabers.
Yeah.
And those are not Disney park people, those are just Star Wars people. That Star Wars people collect a lot.
They do.
Star Wars merchandise, when there's no movies for years and years and years, the toys and everything still move.
Jason's not even Star Wars people, and he.
But I
bought a
think everybody
lightsaber.
forgets how many options there are now. Like we joke. Look, let's talk like Disney inspired shirts. How many
Yeah.
different companies are making? You have too many
There's
options.
too much of it now.
Oversaturated.
It's
Yes.
oversaturation
Yeah.
because everybody wants to be a creator now and not just a consumer.
But that doesn't
and
cost Disney anything, though. When they license that stuff out, all the
all they do is make money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The licensees.
But the
and
point is, there's only
But
so much for people
all
to
in.
spend. Even people
Right.
with
Oh, yeah.
money, that they're going to pick and choose.
And if Disney licenses it all out, then it hurts their own merchandise
That's true.
division because people are spending the money.
But no one
on
had a
stuff
Star
at
Wars
Target.
shield. I mean, that was a
No, they
unique-
didn't.
Because they made it up.
How
They
many-
made it
how
up
many
as
of
a
your
way to
lightsabers are
get
purchased
more
from Disney
mileage out of the
directly?
lightsaber
That's the
experience.
question,
That's
right? This one doesn't come from Disney.
Yeah, that's what I say. Like I splurged a little on a nice one that I had made, but I didn't want to go through Disney. I wanted more options. I wanted something more.
Well, Disney doesn't make
unique.
something that's made out of metal. Like this is
The
really
build-
nice.
The build,
Build your
is
own ones
metal.
are.
Okay, but the
And so are
stuff,
the legacy lightsabers.
the stuff that's on the shelf at the park.
Legacy lightsabers are metal.
Okay, fine.
In the case, they're not
But-
on the shelf. They're in the
The
case.
ones in
but still.
Doc Ondars.
But do they do this?
They do not do whatever that is.
Well, okay.
Nope. They do not have that weird tip effect that makes me uncomfortable.
Jill looks very impressed.
I mean, Disney oversaturating the market with licensing is hurting their own merchandise. The bottom line may be better or the same, but it's hurting their own merchandise group.
Yeah. Do we have the poll results? I know that probably happened like an hour ago.
Whatever the middle was the
Yeah.
most.
I'm sure the middle is original trilogy.
Yeah,
I
right.
can't
Oh, yeah.
actually
And
see from
prequel
here.
gets more votes than.
Prequel, not by much, but
No.
Yeah.
I mean,
it makes sense.
this shows that the whole thing, Galaxy's Edge and everything, was just a miscalculation of what people really want. And yes, it was the current thing, and yes, it was successful. But then again, how do you explain to your kids that you're going to a Star Wars land but their favorite characters aren't there.
Han Solo is dead, and we're gonna fly his ship.
But I even want to go to this. I'm curious as far as the Starcruiser goes. Out of everybody that's voted, everything else, how many people were still going to pay $6,000 for 2 days? I still think that
it didn't. I don't think it made it.
We could all sit there and say we prefer it, but if 5% of those
still
people
wouldn't
do
have,
more,
no.
that's what it's still too expensive.
My favorite thing was, we were the first people to post about Starcruiser as a concept because that poll, they were surveying people, and it was a really in-depth survey. Like, they had the concept fully fleshed out. The concept art was in there. The other thing was in there was the pricing was in there, and it was like $2,000. It was like $2,000 for a family of 4 for the whole experience. And I remember even that, people were up in arms. I'll never forget. I was driving back on Reams Road. I had local radio on, and in between the songs, they always pop in and they talk about like current events. And because you're in Orlando, they talk about local stuff, which is theme parks. And I'll never forget, like, the guy comes over and he's like, "Oh, do you hear about this? Disney's going to build a Star Wars hotel, and it's going to be $2,000 for 2 nights. Could you believe that? That's insane." And like, if people are telling you it's insane at the price, which I think was reasonable and would have worked.
Yeah.
If they're telling you it's insane, then they had to be hearing that. People that filled out that survey had to tell them that. And instead, they all, like Chapek era, typical, they all looked at each other and went, "Nah.
We can charge more.
How far do you think we can go? We could probably go this far."
Yeah.
And that's what happened.
I haven't really looked at the chat. I don't know if there were other...
I've been watching it. I think the only thing that's really in my mind, I can't reconcile this, is that if Chapek was still CEO, Starcruiser would not be closing.
Thanks, Tom. See what you did.
Wow.
I mean, you're right. Harmonious would also still be running.
That's why it's hard for me to reconcile, because
how much are you willing to lose to get what you want?
Yeah, right? Exactly.
Oh, it's what we're learning now.
Yep.
I mean, it's a shame. It's a shame. And in an era where we've lost streetmosphere at the parks, and they're not going to bring it back. And it was there, and it was glorious there, and it was so well done. And what's heartbreaking is just, like I've said a million times, the cast on that ship, like everybody, not just the entertainment people, not just the bartenders, not just the servers. Yeah. Everyone just went above and beyond, from the check-in people, everybody.
Even the cast members in the shop.
Everybody.
It was great.
There wasn't a single person on any of those voyages that the interaction was not only just acceptable, was exemplary. Like, every experience was above and beyond. Every little stupid interaction, whether you were grabbing those stale ass Rice Krispie treats from the little
from the desk.
Yeah, from the desk, or your whole evening at the dinner show with your server.
This is probably the highest rated thing in Disney history that they canceled.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, but regardless,
I mean, from the people that did
it,
from the people that did it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, not everybody, but the people that did it.
Oh, I think they had a big success.
Yeah,
but that's what I'm saying.
And you could talk about that though with a lot of, like, did Victoria and Albert's open back up now? Is it open?
Yeah, it's open.
Okay. So it was like that's a great meal.
Yeah.
I love it. I've done it once in my in my life. You're not going to go back to it often. It's expensive, but it's still doable.
To go back. It wasn't about repeat.
But
visitors.
it's doable. It just wasn't.
It is,
as doable.
but it wasn't meant to be repeated. That's why they knew when they built it a little plain, because the idea was, we know at some point we're going to run through people. Right. And when we do, it's time to switch the story to get people to come back.
But it's still too expensive.
I mean, it's what happened with Cirque du Soleil, right? Like, it was planned from the get-go that they'd have to change it every so often.
Yeah.
I mean, Toy Story Mania was planned that way too, and they haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
But that plan was in place. They didn't give it a chance.
They knew, like, 3 to 5 years they had, and then it would be a story switch. Like, they knew that all along.
But they didn't have that.
No, because it was too soon. It wasn't supposed to be this soon.
No, but what I'm saying is they priced themselves out that they couldn't even make it 3 to 5 years.
Yeah, management was greedy, and they overpriced it, and it hurt the reputation, and it put a bad taste in people's mouths. and then
Yeah.
you didn't give it enough time. Once you finally, you waited way too long to pull that trigger on the discounts. And by the time you did, someone took the rug out from under you anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all greed.
Yeah.
It all started with greed, and that's JPEG.
It's the whole industry, because Comcast is no better. They're all like this now. They're big ugly corporations that don't care about creativity or the guest experience or any of those things.
At least, though, you had that on Starcruiser.
You did.
You
let
had an
people be
amazing
creative.
guest experience.
Yeah.
And they showed you how much it cost.
But I think Tom's point is big corporations charge you a ton for everything now. Like, well, sure, not $6,000, but well over the actual value of the thing you're getting. They charge you double, triple, and you get a crappy customer experience. At least on Starcruiser, you were paying 2 to 3 times as much as you probably should have, but you were getting an amazing guest experience.
And because people believed in it, they let the creative people kind of run wild.
What if, I'm just thinking out loud, but what if literally this entire time, like when they were sitting there thinking about this and they said, what do you think, like if it was reasonably priced, what do you think the lifespan of this is? And they went maybe 3 to 5 years.
Yeah.
And they said, okay, so what about this? We'll up the price and get the same amount of money that we would in a 3 to 5 years, but then be able to write it all off.
Yeah.
I don't think they would have built this if
I
they
don't think
legitimately thought the life cycle
that was
3
probably
to 5
the
years.
that was probably the
That's not an
the
investment
argument
they
that
would
make.
convinced them to pull the plug now.
When people in the company started working on this in like 2013 or 14, you've spent that many years.
Yeah.
This thing's been in development all those years. So many and so much money.
Right, but
all
at the same time,
the money they were given to play with stuff, to do that Legends of Frontierland thing, and to do all that.
Yeah.
So much money was spent, and for you after 18 months to be like, well, didn't work. You knew it was experimental. You knew you were trying to invent a new genre of themed entertainment. Is what you were trying to do.
And what if they literally look at it and they go, okay, we can max it out within 2 years, and the plan after the 5 years anyways is to shut it down, redo it so it's more open, that now you've got old school characters, we've now made it a character dine, we've turned it into this and that, and they just escalated that.
I don't see them doing it. When they wrote that whole little message that's like, oh, we learned so much and we'll apply this in different experiences, I'm going to be totally honest here. I don't believe them.
No.
Yeah.
I don't believe I will
do
see
that anywhere
any of
else.
this ever again.
They don't do that anywhere else. Why would they do it with this?
No.
Right.
I don't believe they should learn from experiences. What they should do. They don't.
But that's right. Historically, Disney does not. The parks do not.
The last
learn
10 or
from
15 years,
experience.
they don't learn from their mistakes. None of them do. They all just continue to make the same
Again,
mistakes.
bad
over and
project
over.
management.
Yeah. When you spend all that money on serveware you can't use.
Yeah.
I don't think that's what did it in, but it's a very good typical Disney story.
Yeah.
I would love if some of that stuff wound up at property control.
But you wouldn't
I
even
would
know
go
it's
buy
it
those-
because it wasn't on the ship.
I would
so
go
who
buy
knows?
those tweezers. Well, no, I mean the stuff from the show.
Oh, the actual stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
You can
wonder.
buy
I
the
don't know.
tweezers at Amazon.
I know we did, but I'm saying I would
I'm
buy
so
them.
I would
from
love
Star-
to buy all that stuff. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Any other points anyone wants to make?
I still think we're gonna see. I don't think it will be Disney first, but I think we're gonna see somebody else try something.
Well,
like
I mean, there's
this.
already one of these in Japan. Like the fake Starcruiser.
Oh, that's France.
Oh,
But it's
France.
It's not like an immersive thing. It's literally just a space hotel.
I mean, they opened an Alice in Wonderland immersive experience in Orlando where there are characters walking around dressed as Alice in Wonderland who interact with you. And it's
not a Disney.
Actually, I'll be honest
talking
with you,
about
I
the bar
don't know
downtown?
that that's a viable business model either.
The bar downtown?
Yeah.
So I won't say too much, but I had a meeting there a couple weeks ago.
I totally thought of
Because-
you when I was
well,
there.
but they're running into their own problems too, because there's somebody who, I don't want to get too off topic, but like I was part owner of a bar on Church Street down there. Downtown Orlando's having an identity crisis. And they're having the same thing. They're trying to come up with these things. And some people are pumping big money into big themed bars.
They spend
but
a
then
ton of money on
some of
that
the
place.
drinks are as high as like these $60 drink experiences.
Well, so but like
and
that's
they
the
can't,
thing.
but they can't do it.
So they don't charge a cover. Like, I get it, because the drinks are like $25 to $30 for most of them, and then there are some that are way more expensive.
To cover the
Because that's what they need to cover the cost of entertainment and all of the investment. I would rather go pay $25 or $30 for a drink at a place like that, where I can go for 2 or 3 hours, have an immersive experience, and then go home.
But again,
and spend $50 to $80 for a night, and not $6,000
you spend that much,
for a
almost that much
but
at
they're
Enchanted
having
Rose.
they're having volume, but they're having the same problem. It's the volume problem.
No, I
now
get it,
I know just from the piano player shifts, they've already cut their entertainment price in half from what they were doing. Here's a very small example, but you could apply it to a big example like the Starcruiser.
It's totally applicable. It's the same.
It's so relatable.
People want to do interesting, immersive things, but the business
But you
side
can't
is a
afford for
challenge.
all of it.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, this is the risk. I mean, why do you think like the Disney company freaked out about Walt trying to build Disneyland in 1955? Because this is the inherent risk of doing something no one's done before. There is the chance that it's not going to work, and it's a gamble. And, you know, Disneyland's a great success story because those gambles very rarely pay off.
But he made it affordable.
Yeah.
He did.
He did. You're hitting the major difference. Everybody now wants.
Is the difference.
Yes,
Everybody now,
it's more
because
money.
it's all big corporations.
It's
all big corporations.
We're going to talk in circles about it, but that's exactly the difference. You have to put it supply. I love economics, but supply and demand sets it. That's it. It's going to always set everything, and if you can't do it within a price range, it's going to go away.
But the problem is, like, I think in the case of, like, he priced it affordably, but also, like, if you look at the history of Disneyland, there were so many things they tried early on that just did not work, where he, like, took the loss, but they did learn from it. Right? The Viewliner train was there for like a year. He spent all that money, they built this train, and then he saw monorail and went, well, we can't have this stupid train. We gotta. Good. So he threw the train out.
But then he built a monorail to replace it.
Kind of like it. They kind of used a similar design and everything. And yeah, they're like, well, we'll do this instead, right? But they weren't afraid to do those kind of things, even though their business wasn't necessarily fully proven at that point. And you know, he had them building robots. He's like, you guys make robots, Tom?
They
didn't have stockholders.
That now are expecting their money to go up every quarter.
No. Going public ruins every company. Every creative company ever has been ruined by going public.
Bingo.
And he didn't have the level of competition. He was the only one being innovative. If somebody really...
They only have competition because they went public.
Very, very true. You're right.
No one could touch them when they weren't a public company.
Yeah.
Because they were able to blow everyone away creatively.
But see, in theory, competition should make it even more of this push to be more creative and to come out with these bigger and better things, in theory.
The only people that care about Disney versus Universal is you at home.
Yeah.
They don't care. As long as the money comes in,
I think Universal
they don't
cares.
care. No, they don't care as long as people show up.
Unless
Universal, a majority of your visitors don't exist without Disney anyway.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say. Unless you really only have XYZ dollars to spend and you're truly picking, I have to pick Coke or Pepsi. Like I can't pick
Disney
both.
doesn't care about Epic Universe. They're like, good, bring more people in and we don't have to spend money. Thanks.
But this is where I told you
they're going to go to Magic Kingdom either way.
This is where they messed up. By making this so expensive, you couldn't have people come down here, stay a couple of days, and enjoy other things.
Yeah.
It was come for the Starcruiser, or I can't afford to do everything.
No,
right.
And
the Epic Universe problem is the short-sightedness of giving people an experience that is a value for what they pay, right? Like if your Epic Universe experience isn't a great value because the rides are mediocre and all screen-based,
or there's only 6 of them,
or there's only 6 of them. You know, you're gonna say, well, it was fun, but it wasn't worth the money, and that's what I said about Starcruiser too. And so you've got this problem of right now they just want to do the bare minimum to get people to come and spend the money. They don't care about giving people their money's worth, and that's the difference between the corporation today and the way that Walt ran the company.
It's not even about the money's worth. I was going to say that, like, it's there's no reason to take a risk because the money is not worth it, right? Like, people are going to come at a certain amount. It's like why wouldn't they learn from this creative experience that people loved and put it into Galaxy's Edge for people to enjoy. Like, let's do it. Right, but it's not going to happen.
I mean, the problem is most of that should have been there to begin with.
No one's going to sit in that room because they didn't sit in that room 10 years ago and agree that, oh, this will make money. The problem is if you're like, we'd like to add entertainment and a reputation system and this, and everyone's going to go like, how do you monetize it? And they'll be like, well, you don't. You just think that people have a better experience so they'll come back again. And they're like, well, how do we know if it works? We don't really. Oh, well, then we're not doing that.
And that's the difference between
Walt. Move the dinner show to the land? Oh, can you? Well, yeah, that makes that much money. Okay, yeah, you can build that.
Well, then, like, nothing really matters anymore because it's not going to...
That is what is frustrating about loving
it's super frustrating.
Is nothing matters.
It doesn't, because they're going to make money no matter what, so why bother adding that?
Well, you know how it matters and it's never going to stop? If people really just stop paying for stuff that's mediocre
it's not gonna happen.
Then
I predict that it is. I don't know how long it's going to take, but I absolutely predict, and I've said this repeatedly, that the reason that we love Disney is because it was a great experience when we were kids and we loved it. It's not a great experience for kids anymore. It's a good experience. It's a fun experience. It's not making the impression on kids today like it did to us when we were kids.
Well, what they have in their pocket now in a cell phone. That's the other
well,
difference
and so Disney needs to do better.
I agree. Yes.
They're not. They're doing worse.
Let's look at it too. Like, okay, part of our problem is right now Starcruiser. Like, in the immediate sense, Starcruiser existed at Starcruiser came into existence at probably the worst economic time in history for Starcruiser to have come into existence. Right after COVID, inflation is high. Everything they're paying for everything is way more expensive. They were trying to ride this whole post-COVID, people want to go on vacation again, boom. They screwed up their predictions and they weren't able to reevaluate. And then the economy started getting worse. Inflation started going up. Interest rates started going up. People started backing off on spending a lot of money on stuff. And Starcruiser is a thing you got to spend a lot of money on. But I think if you like zoom out from that into a more macro look at like what is possible today in theme parks in terms of what is financially viable, it is vastly different than it was when we were kids and came here in the 80s to like see Epcot when it first opened. What they could do then financially is no longer viable. It is just no longer. Disneyland would never be able to be built today because of the way that corporations work, that bottom lines work, that
well, you have
investments
to
work.
pay people too much. You have to pay.
Wages are
pay
higher.
for
Everything.
things.
Exactly.
People
Like,
have less money to spend right now.
There's a point to which theme park experiences are not like super like. Starting a new one would be probably a financial disaster for somebody.
And yet, there is a place out in the world where they're knocking down an existing and popular Space Mountain to rebuild it as a better Space Mountain.
But you know what? OLC is not a public company.
Yeah, they are.
They didn't used to be.
No, but they have shareholders.
Now they do.
Yeah.
If only there was a tourism oversight district to help us with
Yeah.
I mean, I think the other thing with OLC is that their shareholders have different expectations.
Yeah.
Right? It's a whole different culture.
Yeah.
So
well, the culture is like, yeah, we'd like to make money, but yeah, we also,
want to be proud of our product.
Our consumers need to be given a good product.
Yes.
And if they give them a good product, they'll spend the money. What's happening?
That's right.
This is 1/3 of my Deathly Hallows, my Cloak of Invisibility.
Wow.
No, but okay, so there's another thing that Starcruiser did that was really great. This is a Starcruiser exclusive costume.
Yeah.
This is Padme's cloak that you could only get if you were either on Starcruiser or you could buy it on Shop Disney if you were staying on Starcruiser, but you had to have a valid Starcruiser reservation to buy it. Like that was like there was
I
all
love
this
my
cool...
green coat. I don't know when I'm going to wear it.
I know.
So on top of the money you spent, there's an exclusive
You had
thing
to spend a lot
more
of money to buy clothes to wear.
I
Of
bought
course
two
you did.
exclusive
The photos
costumes.
are so
Spent, like,
good. The
$300.
costumes are so good.
They're
They're
great.
so
It's
good.
just funny the add-ons when you think about it from that standpoint.
But
They
that's
use
what it's
that-
meant to be.
bought all
This
the
once in a
Starcruiser
lifetime, like,
jewelry.
And it's
splurge
I have a whole
thing.
jewelry set.
But
like,
I'm thinking
yeah.
the business person in me to a consumer, not the artistic person in me that thinks it looks great.
Yeah.
That's insane. It's insanity.
Right.
It's just more and more
So
stuff.
here, there's a comment in the chat. Lars says, regardless of the cost, it was kind of a lame experience for the money. If it was,
totally disagree.
it wasn't a
that's
lame
so wrong.
experience. It certainly was not worth the money.
I haven't heard anybody say it wasn't one of the best things they've ever done.
It was.
And that's why it's not.
There was no
artistic
value
failure
for the money
at all.
It was a fantastic experience. The value for the money was low.
But the value, see, and that's the thing. Value is such a debatable thing.
Subjective.
It is.
It's totally subjective.
But we can all recognize when we're not getting, Disney's not giving us the value for the money that they used to.
If people walk away,
right, nobody is.
Here's the thing that is true for all of this, for all of these theme park, or any travel for that matter. If people go and have the best time they've ever had in their lives, what they spent is irrelevant.
Agreed.
But you have to deliver an experience that is unlike anything they've ever done in their lives.
And that's why everyone who went,
and so everyone that went loved it, and people are like, yeah, it was a ton of money, but my kids.
But it was great.
Like the memories we made here doesn't matter, and that's always the Disney thing. Is it's like we spent a ton of money, but like we'll never forget this, and that's when people are fine with it. When people began to be not fine with the amount of money, when people started wearing the most expensive day ever shirts, those came about when the experience got bad because people are like, yeah, I spent all this money and I was miserable.
Yeah.
Right.
If I spent all this money and had a great time and loved it, I'm not wearing a most expensive day ever t-shirt.
Yep.
Those don't exist at that point.
Yep. And that's how everybody should feel about anything they spend money on, a concert or whatever you're doing.
But when people will pay, there's no reason to deliver a product that is at that level, right? If people are going to pay anyway, why bother? But then in the case of Starcruiser, you delivered that product and it was too expensive, so no one got to pay it anyway.
But here's a weird thing, right? So I guarantee you there are people out in the world who spent more money on Taylor Swift tickets than a Starcruiser trip would be. A 3-hour-long concert, and I guarantee you those people are not saying, I regret having spent that money.
And that's why they thought they could price it at $6,000, because what people pay for experiences. But they didn't understand that, like, I think
there's
because
a
they're in the
limited
theme park realm, there's an expectation of price.
And even
there was an expectation of price, but there's also a limited demographic that could even
the marketing
choose to spend that money.
The marketing was trash.
It was.
Girls who like most
nothing.
Young ladies who like Taylor Swift can't afford $1,500 Taylor Swift tickets either, and yet they somehow did.
The way that survey was phrased made it sound like a hotel. And from the moment we posted that story, they had a moniker on that thing that they could not shake, which was hotel.
The Star Wars hotel.
It wasn't a hotel. Just because it had a place for you to sleep didn't make it a hotel, right? A cruise ship is not a hotel. It's a cruise ship. Yeah, it has a room you sleep in. No one calls it a hotel on the water. It's not what it is. It's a place where you can do all this stuff, and it just so happens the place where you do all this stuff has a place for you to sleep.
But if it was $6,000 for a week versus 2 days, you'd see something different too. And all the other experiences, like we say, take a Taylor Swift concert.
You can't live in that for a
The
week.
concert's only there in your town for a night or two or three. That's it.
Yeah.
The Starcruiser theoretically was there. You could book it whenever.
Yeah.
I think
but I will
that's
tell you,
different,
you
too.
couldn't do a week on Starcruiser.
No, and I agree with you.
Mentally exhausted.
I wouldn't want. I wouldn't want
unless
to.
there was a lot of downtime built in.
But it would have made.
I still think it'd be too much. I think it's too much.
But
I think
it's
you'd be burnt out.
just the whole thing's too expensive.
I
Or
think-
maybe if you had it where that's your hotel for a week, and maybe only some days are interacting with characters or doing special things, then the
But
other
then
days.
that's where I go back to build a Star Wars
Just
hotel.
build a
an
Star Wars
actual
hotel.
Star Wars hotel.
There should be a Star Wars hotel. It should exist.
And
I think Disney will hopefully do that because I think that's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Like, and just bring in a little entertainment now and then. Like you have the characters
Have a
show
dinner
up.
show.
Like you bring a bus around with characters that come to the resorts.
Yeah.
Have some
Star Wars character bus.
Yeah, we can just get the box
Luke
truck.
Skywalker in the back of a van pops out.
We've already got the box truck. We're using
The box truck.
I think the other
By the
thing-
way, I'll buy a box truck. You want to sell one? I'd be happy to have
The
one.
other thing that, Rob, you mentioned that I think is very relevant, and this was for the people that knew it wasn't just a hotel, right? They looked at it and they compared it to a Disney cruise and why it costs the same for 2 nights at the Star Wars Hotel as a 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 night Disney cruise didn't compute with people. It honestly doesn't compute with me either. The amount of entertainment, food, and things that are available on a cruise ship far outweigh the amount that's available in the Star Cruiser. And so that's the most valid reason why people said, I'm not spending $6,000 on that no matter how great it is because they look at a comparable vacation, not even in the parks, but just on a cruise ship, and say, well, I could get a show every night, I could get all these meals every day, I could get unlimited food, I could get all kinds of activities, I could do excursions onto islands during the day, and it costs a third of what Star Cruiser costs for the same number of days, and it didn't make sense why the price ended up being that way. And I think that was, that was the comparison that people made. Sure, the marketing saying it was a hotel was bad, but even the people that knew it wasn't a hotel couldn't understand how the price point ended up where it was.
Someone commented, Dina wrote, food on the cruise ships looks a lot better than the food on the Star
That's so
Cruiser.
not true.
No, they're both garbage.
They're both pretty bad.
That's true.
Disney
100%
Cruise Line
true.
food is vile.
It is
And I
terrible.
can't, like, people for years went on and on about the food on Disney Cruise Line.
Oh, the problem is...
other than Remy and
If you pay to upgrade.
Yeah,
the
those are
problem
fantastic.
is, no,
but-
honestly, the
ugh.
problem is you waited 10 years too long to go on a Disney cruise.
Did they ruin it
In
at some point?
2005, it was great.
Okay.
In 2005, it was
In
great.
The wish got worse. The
2005,
rotational
lots of
dining
things
was
in
all
Disney
worse.
World were way better.
All worse.
So this now that we're talking about
No,
cruises,
we need to end.
we
the
need
show.
to end. I'll just tell a little anecdote.
Okay.
So I'm talking to
little?
my daughter Lindsay about going on a cruise.
Yeah.
And she says,
Let me guess, she didn't want to go.
she says no. Well, she didn't want to go, but I'm trying to ask her like what she
No,
doesn't
you're
like
trying
about
to
it.
Force her to go, and she doesn't want to go.
And what she said was, she said, I would go on a cruise, but I don't want to go on a Disney cruise because the food is bad. If we go on a Carnival cruise, we have Guy's Burger Joint and Shaq's Chicken Joint and all this good food, and the food on the Disney cruise is bad. That's what she said.
Like here, right?
Wow.
I know, but that's what she said. So your point about food on a Disney cruise
Donald's
is terrible
Cantina
now.
on the Wish, though. I ate 4 times. It's the best. I love it. It's the Satuli of the sea.
Well,
I love it. The one edible counter service on the ocean is Donald's Cantina.
Satuli of the sea. I love
So
that.
good. They have like 15 hot sauces. Oh my God, it's great.
Yeah.
The food's good. It's great. I want to live at Donald's Cantina.
More sauces than your bread service? That's amazing. No wonder you love it. What?
Oh, they have like a whole salsa station. It's amazing. And the chicken and beef and everything's cooked well. It's
the way
really
Tom's heart.
there used
Just
to be
give
a
them,
restaurant
like,
called
15
Baja
different
Fresh that had a
sauces.
salsa station too.
Oh, California Tortilla had the wall.
They
of
have the
sauces.
wall of
This is
sauces.
probably the point at which the show should end.
We should
Yeah,
stop
good
it.
idea.
Yes.
When this conversation
Yep.
is happening.
Agreed.
I mean, I know there's more to say, but I think we're good. Well, thank you, panel. I'm sure we'll talk about Star Cruiser again. We have several weeks to lament its loss as I wait for cancellations to come through so I can go again. We have more super chats. JC Bobbitt, 199. Glad to have my favorite part of my week back, and they put. Okay. Eric Morton, 499. 1234 is the code to unlock the Maxi.
You know, Eric didn't really do that. He would never
Eric
spend
didn't say that.
$4.99 on a super chat.
Eric has super chatted while sitting here before. Swansea Searcher, $2, blank super chat. Yeah, there we go. Kevin Fraser, $9.99. Y'all are the best. Thank you. That's all.
Oh, thank you, Kevin.
Brian Erdy, $5. I would pay $6,000 to hang out at the Mos Eisley Cantina, Jabba's Palace, and have a speeder bike ride, without a doubt. Well, the Oriental Land Company has been known to build things that Disney won't, so just wait.
Maybe they'll just buy all this stuff out of Star Cruiser and build their own.
I am so certain that Park 3 in Japan is going to have the Star Wars land we were supposed to get. I'm so confident.
It should be Disney Sky.
They will do it.
And then space themed things
Disney,
would totally fit.
It's going to be there. It's going to happen. Chris Landsverk, 499. If this was a Star Trek hotel, the only problem they would have is not enough people to count all that money. Yeah, Star Trek people. Yeah.
Yep.
Retro Red, $10. Star Wars should have been a park. They could have done all 3 trilogies plus a Mandoland. I think a Mandoland is an instrument.
It's just slice vegetables.
Yeah.
Disney should have went with making Jar Jar a Sith for the sequels. Thank you. Oh, you think so?
Whoa there, you blow a fuse.
Mandoland, that's got to be like a great-great-great-grandfather joke of the week. Anyway. Sam Fritz, 109. Denver takes game 1 of the NBA Finals, 104-93. That's it. There you go. So, yeah, that's it. We're done. Back next week.
So soon?
So soon, 11:30? Oh, boy. You and your Brady Bunch shirt. Well, that's it. Good night, everybody. See you next week.
Mama, don't whoop little Buford. Mama, don't pound on his head. Mama, don't whoop little Buford. I think you should shoot him instead. Mama, don't whoop the little Buford. Mama, you'll just be a wreck. Buford's been studying judo, and he'll break your scrawny old... Did you know this song had more verses? I found that out. They just do the first one on the thing.